happens. I don't know. And wait on Jen until Jen gets in here. She says she'll probably be like, I don't know, 15 minutes late.
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
Mercedes, I didn't know until last minute, and I didn't find that out from Vivian. So it's like, whatever.
How do I get on the computer? I forgot how to log in.
I take the
What do you
text
mean?
that Derek sends us and I send it as a link to my email.
Oh, okay. All right. I remember. I was like, I couldn't remember how I did it last time.
Who can anybody besides me see the comments? Is anybody on two devices?
I'm logging into YouTube now to look at the chats.
Let me see.
What up, Packable? This was the one where I was gonna let Jen kind of be the kind of moderator type. See, oh, here's Jen right here.
Hey,
And I move over to the side.
Okay.
But we
Okay.
one more.
I'm having issues.
Are you still working on that, Monet?
Yeah, I'm trying to put it on my computer. Okay.
So anyway, Jen, we have Mercedes as a no-show, and Jasmine is at a track meet, which we knew, and Vivian's being a tired baby. I don't know.
Oh, there it is. Streaming right.
I won't comment right now.
Working overnights is no joke. Derek Ware.
Man, I moved it to Tuesday just for her to be whatever. When she's at work, she's sure to find a way to hop in here, though, right? Right?
Yeah, but she is allowed to be tired.
Stop it. Because if I guarantee you, if I was like, nah, we good, we don't need you to be a part of this, all hell would break loose. So it's just that bullshit. It's just bullshit. So it's whatever.
Well, I don't know. That be tired sometimes.
That could be one of the topics.
What? Being tired?
No, come on, y'all. Y'all see her popping it in here when she at work and shit. Come on.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that's going to happen every day. Those overnights are not. You can't. Not everybody's made for that. I give mad kudos to people who can do that. I did it for 10 months. I was having health problems and.
Yeah. Okay. What's the main topic? Anybody got? What's the topic?
Oops, wrong button.
Damn, Monet gone.
Is High Life coming?
Nah, because I didn't want to overdo it, like, here and there. You know what I mean?
And Mercedes.
I didn't know Mercedes. I was
right?
just figuring as long as Mercedes and Vivian was in here, we have 5 women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Will Mercedes be late like last time, or she's not coming at all?
I don't know, because she didn't tell me. She told Vivian. She didn't even tell me. I'm just now finding out from Vivian. So I'm like, what the fuck? So give that to Mercedes for me. I hope she sees this. For real.
It happens. It's okay.
It's telling me to enter an email code or something. Oh, hell.
Tell you what?
Did you email yourself?
Okay, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. There it is on my computer. Okay, let me see. Hashtag. Okay, maybe I need to hit the hashtag.
Dusu, you want in today? We probably need you because we got some no-shows.
Come on,
Because
Sue.
what?
I know he has.
Okay.
Can we let
It
those
says only the host can see you. The host
go?
may add you to the broadcast.
Something to wear for tomorrow.
It says you can add me.
Oh my God, Monet.
She's not here yet, Paul.
She's a fucking asshole, Paul. You might not see her ever again. How about
Oh
that?
my God. Oh my God. Really?
The scheduling conflict tonight, so extra.
That ain't the problem. She should have just told me instead of fucking telling Vivian.
Well, maybe she didn't tell you because she knew she was gonna get this.
How was that? You just tell me. I mean, it ain't that serious. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's a show or something. I mean, it's just this. I mean, I could have probably got somebody to fill in.
It is a show. What do you mean?
You know, it ain't a concert or something like we normally do. I probably could have got somebody to fill in.
Yeah.
She should have told me. She shouldn't have just told Vivian. Obviously, Vivian's watching. I thought you were tired, Vivian, and you should be asleep because you're texting me. Fuck Mercedes. She should have told me. How about that?
Stop it. Derek, stop. Be nice.
I'm just saying she should have told me, for real. If it was a concert, she would have told me. She wouldn't have went straight to Vivian.
Yeah, but why you gotta be so ugly about it?
I don't know. I just don't like bullshit. That's all. What are we waiting for? We still waiting on you, Monet?
No, not really. I can do it without being on my computer. I was just trying to do it on the computer because it's easier than holding my phone, but I can't do it.
I think
I
you're
have an
frozen,
issue.
Monet.
The fuck?
I can't do it. It won't let me in.
Hey, Thusu, the links in the I don't know, whatever y'all want to do, man. We have some no-shows, y'all, so it's kind of
It's okay. We can do chats and we can answer the chats and leave them in the chat.
because I wouldn't even,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to basically.
You're in this, Derek. You're in this tonight.
You may as well stay
You're
today.
in this.
Oh, you in this. You're not
Huh?
leaving. You're not
You may
leaving.
as well stay today.
You gotta stay.
I ain't planning on it though. I actually got
Oh
to
well.
find something to wear for tomorrow. Which you know I don't get dressed up, so I gotta fucking find something to go to this funeral. So,
You have a
Yeah.
black sports coat.
huh?
You have a black sports jacket.
It's
Wait,
too
it's
damn
1,000
hot.
degrees
You know what I
outside.
mean? It's too damn hot for anything.
Never
It's
mind.
crazy.
Yeah.
Too hot out here. Have you
Well,
been outside today,
thank you.
Tiffany? Tiffany, have you been outside today?
Not since this morning.
Oh my God. I was out at 5, went to the grocery store. It's crazy. Like,
Yeah,
the heat is just so ridiculous. It's like,
I can't.
how do you even
It's
do
like
anything?
85 here in New York, and
Oh yeah.
like
Oh yeah. In Oklahoma, it's 117.
oh,
Yeah, through
Yeah.
some open call tonight, man. We shortchanged. So
Wow, come
Mhm.
on, man.
now they making me stay in here, which Jennifer didn't want me in here.
well,
No, Derek, you staying.
you got to be on call.
And
One of the wares got to be
Vivian,
in here.
Vivian
So
didn't want me in here, but she ain't in here. So it's like, what the fuck? What? There's
yeah,
the link.
what are your questions,
Thusu.
Susu? We're doing well. We know you have some questions, so drop them in there or hop on this link.
I'm gonna put up. I'll grab the ones from the chat real fast and stick them in here. That's all I was hoping to do. Ladies, where is it at? Here it is.
Where are you, Paul? Aren't you in the Bay Area?
Damn, why can't I find the damn questions? Jesus. Let me go somewhere else now for them. Fuck.
What is this?
Topics. What was it?
Oh, crap. I hate it.
Was this your topic, Monet? About
Yeah,
somebody watching you have sex or whatever?
yeah.
Get your eyes. Your eyes change.
Rounds for me.
Yeah. Yeah. If it excites you or creeps you out to know.
I'm about to stick it up, Monet. I just want to
Yeah.
know for sure.
Yeah. hmm Yeah. The idea of someone watching you have sex turn you on or creep you out. Like with just like the window open, and you kind of think like the neighbors can see or something, not like somebody in the room, but I'm just saying, just kind of thinking somebody can see.
Well, answer the question.
For me, yeah, it turns me on.
That turns you on to have somebody watch
Yeah.
you?
To think they can see. Mm-hmm.
So have you
I
set
don't
it
know
up?
why.
Have
I
you
don't
set
know
it
why,
up?
but yeah, it's
Have you
kind
ever
of,
set it up where
but
somebody can watch you?
like not having somebody in the room,
Not in the
like
room, but
watching,
like, I don't
just
know.
like the window being open, like
I'm saying,
yeah.
have you,
I I asked my husband. He's like, "What? Really?" He's like, "Oh hell no, that grosses me out." I said, "Really?" I said, "Oh well, I guess we won't be doing that." I said, "But I'm gonna crack the window one day." She and me. I'm gonna crack the windows and let the neighbors see.
So
We gonna let.
husband doesn't like it.
No, he don't like that. No.
What did he say? Why?
He said it seems creepy to him. He's a square.
would you guys ever do anything on those cam videos? Like they're online and you can go to different rooms and shit like that, see different stuff. One of them's called Chatterbait. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but
No, I've never heard of that. But no, well, if he's not even gonna let the neighbors see from a distance, I know he ain't doing that.
yeah, but kind of the neighbor knows you. These people don't know you, and you don't. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you could make it where certain cities can't see your feed and all that type of stuff. So you could just make it where it's overseas, only they see you. So it's not that they don't know you, but they could chat and be like, do this, do that, or suck his dick, all that type of stuff. Would he do that?
Mm. He
These
might
people
would do
watch.
that because he likes porn, so he might would do that. He might would do that. I have to ask him that one.
Yeah, it's called Chatterbait.
I have to ask him that. See, I'm not big into porn, but I might would do that. I might would try that. I might get a little freaky deaky. Mm.
But real quick,
If it was
Tiffany,
overseas or something like that, yeah, I might would try it out. I mean,
Paul
not
wants to know.
overseas. It don't have to be overseas, but I'm saying if I could pick my,
Yeah, you could pick which countries or wherever. You could block out certain cities and stuff. Is what I'm
yeah,
saying.
I would have to pick countries. Being a flight attendant, I know a lot of people, so
Hold on, y'all. Hold
I
on.
would, I would
Y'all,
probably have to pick
y'all.
countries.
Like,
I
thank
would
you.
probably have to pick countries. Being a flight attendant, I've flown on so many places. I would probably have to really pick and choose.
Paul, there is no announcement.
Mhm.
Sorry to burst your bubble.
What announcement?
Zona gal. Yes, I get it all the time, actually.
Yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Some girl told me that Saturday night when I was out, and then she was like, Tiffany. And I turned and she's like, oh my God, you answered to it. I was like, that's really my name. She's like, are you her? Are you her? No, I was like, no.
Okay, Tiff, you're up. How would you answer the question?
I think if it were like the possibility of someone seeing it from a window or from like a doorway, yeah, probably. But someone like and it be on something like voyeuristic, no.
Stupid as shit.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Where
I
we
think
at?
I would agree with both of you. But what about like, so I had a neighbor once. She would just be out on her balcony when she knew like it was a time that people would be out and about. So I think it's one thing if it just happens, like it's a chance it can happen.
Yeah.
Whether if you're like purposely like this is the time when most people are coming home from work. So it's
No,
always somebody out there. So let's set it up. Like that's
no,
Yeah.
no.
mhm,
I want it to be by chance. Like,
yeah.
are they looking? Can they see? Is it, kind of, are they looking? Are they not looking? I don't want to know, you know?
Yeah, but it's just the idea of the chance that someone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because even to like Derek's mention of like out of the country, like I have a girlfriend in particular. I hope she's not watching, but we won't say names. But I know that she and her husband they go out of the country and they can find like kind of like an escort, and
Mm-hmm.
it does like a whole background check on like making sure that you're clean, like
Mm.
before they engage in like this weekend with you.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Going out of the country because
Yeah.
don't want a chance
No.
ever bumping into them again.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's brave.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
another.
I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently it
That's
is.
when I found this out. I guess anything's possible when it comes to
True,
sex.
very true.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm good on that. Mhm.
Different strokes for different folks. I'm not with
Yep.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever floats your boat.
So Monet, you had the question about jail, waiting on someone to come from jail.
Yes.
What say
Yes.
you?
I said the most if I was already with you, I would the most I would wait would probably be 3 years.
Why
Is
And
three?
this a boyfriend or is this a husband?
a spouse.
Okay.
A spouse. I would probably give you about 3. And that would be for what you went for. Um, if you went for and that would depend on what you went for. Now, if you went because you were doing something to protect our family or something, then I may would wait a little longer. If you went was doing something stupid um, that I didn't know about or something, I don't know. I don't know how long I would wait, but but I wouldn't ask anybody to wait for me too long, so I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna put my life on hold for a
This
long
goes to
period of time.
crime.
Yeah, it would depend on the crime, definitely.
Mm.
It would definitely depend on the crime.
Derek,
Like if it was somebody stealing food, or if you were selling drugs because maybe it was during the pandemic and this was the only thing you felt like you could do at that time, and you got caught because you were protecting your family, you were trying to provide for your family. Would I stick by you? I would stick by you if I knew that's what you were doing. If I didn't know that was what you were doing, or we talked about it and I said, no, don't do that. There's other things we can do. I'll work, we'll both work. No, and you did it anyway. Mm, no, no, I'm
Not to be a spouse. So what if you've been dating them for like 10 years and you're not
I
married?
ain't dating nobody 10 years, so I'm not
Well,
worried
I
about
mean,
that.
whatever the number is. Like you've been dating them for a minute and they were stealing food to provide for their family. But they love you.
love is not enough.
No, I ain't doing it.
Not
I ain't
enough.
gonna even lie. I ain't doing it. Nope. So don't date me, because I will not be here when you get out.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about you, Tim?
I'm not even good at long distance.
Oh, really?
No, mm-mm. No, I'm out of sight, out of mind.
But what if it's the
Really?
person for you?
I don't know that. I forget about you real quick.
Even if you're communicating every day?
I'm a dude, man. I am a dude. I've been a dude my whole life. No, I forget about you.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I forget all about you. I'll be like, what? Oh yeah, call me.
God. It's distance is hard. Long distance is hard. I think it has a shelf life of like a year before somebody has to make a move, if that's really what you guys are gonna do.
Yeah,
I
that's
give you about 6 months.
Before someone has to make a move.
Yes,
But that's really not that long.
I
To
know, but I'm telling you what I'm gonna give you before I'm gonna start seeing somebody else.
oh,
Monet ain't waiting around, y'all.
at least you honest
Mm-mm,
about it.
mm-mm. I'm not doing it. I'm not waiting on you because I know they're not waiting on me.
You don't know that.
They're not. If
They
you
could
believe that, you crazy. They not.
they could be why.
They're not. They
But
don't.
what if it's the person for you? Like this
Yeah.
person was crafted for you.
And
Then
they just so
No,
happen to live in a
no,
different
I
place.
don't believe it. I don't trust it. I guess I just had too many sorry men in my family. They just all cheat. So I just don't believe that. I just believe that if you're not right there in their face, they're just doing the wrong thing. So I just didn't have a lot of good examples.
okay, I
So,
think that's a good follow-up question. So, okay, Tiff,
yeah.
what are you waiting for this dude in jail or no? He is the one. This guy is for you.
I mean, if he's going away for 6 months, all right, I'll wait. If you're going away for 5 years, 10 years, and I'm just your girlfriend, no.
So
I
what
ain't
about
having
if it's your
to have
husband?
babies and have like a future. How do you have a future with somebody who's in jail?
What if he's your husband?
Mm, that might be different because there's vows. However, it would. I think I'm with Monet. It would have to depend on what's going on. Because if you out here just killing people, I'm not with. I'm not. I can't be with you anymore. If you did something and you got caught up because you were protecting your family, understandable. Or if someone broke into our house or something happened and you killed somebody to protect the kids or whatever the case, you never know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it definitely depends. That
Yeah,
would
I would agree with both of you on that. If
Yeah.
it's a boyfriend, I don't know about that. But if
Mm-mm.
it's a husband and we have a family,
Yeah.
the situation was like, mistaken identity or something like that, I'm
Mhm.
to be with you to fight through that. But I do agree with you both that it would depend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
And the time will also vary
Yes,
from boyfriend,
Yes.
for
boyfriend and
sure.
husband.
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
This was a
Yes.
follow-up question that I was going to ask too, based on what you were saying too, Monet. What Thusu has here. Do you think that all men cheat?
I think they all have the capability of cheating.
Please explain.
Yeah.
Um,
Hold on, I had to stop you there. I had to jump in. Jen, I told you I was going to jump in.
Uh-huh.
Of course, everybody has the ability to cheat. That ain't no goddamn answer. Jesus.
Why
Give
did
us
you leave?
okay.
come
Well,
on, Nate.
okay. Well, then that's what she said. Please explain. I, I
Derek, just
do.
say
I think that they all cheat while you're dating. I do. I think that they all cheat when you're dating. I think that they've all cheated in their 30s and below. I think that once you maybe hit your 50s, that they slow down and they don't cheat anymore. Do I think all married men cheat? No, I don't. I do think that there are some loyal married men, but I do think that men that are dating, I do believe that they've all cheated at one point in their life. I do.
So you think marriage is that moment of growth for
Yes.
some men?
Yes.
Do
What
you,
about
Yes.
women?
and you think
What
it
about
just
women,
comes
Monet?
from the night before the wedding?
No, I don't think all men cheat the night before their wedding, but I know a lot of men that have. I
Meaning
know
like,
a lot. I mean, I know a lot of men that cheated the night before their wedding. And I don't mean just tap some asses. I mean, had sex the
oh
night before they wedding.
man,
Why? Because you were the one helping them cheat.
No, no, I know the guy and I know them.
dang, that's such
Mhm.
symmetry.
What were you gonna say, Derek?
What about women? What makes a woman cheat?
Wait a minute. Let's get Tiff to respond though. Do you think
I do not think that all men cheat, and I say that because I know some very loyal men um, who don't cheat. Have they cheated before in the past? Yeah,
Well,
but I don't.
then that's what I'm saying. They cheated.
Right,
Then
but
they have cheated.
I don't think that all men cheat in all of their relationships.
But they've cheated. So they still have cheated.
Yeah, I mean, but it could be like in college or like something. But um, yeah, but I know some guys who I don't think have ever cheated.
Ever.
Might be few, far between. Um, but I do know a lot of men currently who are not currently cheating and have not currently cheated in their existing relationship. Prior to that,
I
or prior to
believe that.
know them, I don't know.
I
Maybe you
believe that.
maybe you
I
just
believe
don't
that.
know they cheated, but they have.
Yeah.
Like a lot of women have cheated. We just don't know. We have no proof because y'all
Possibly.
are pretty good at it. Or we just don't really care. I don't know.
Y'all care.
Well, I mean we care, but we don't see the clues or we don't see it. We so dumb. We so cocky that we don't think we can be cheated on, so we don't really see it.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
You
that's
know what I
true.
mean?
And then men tell on themselves.
Basically.
I know plenty of guys who don't cheat.
Also,
It's gone.
How do you know that though?
How do you know that?
I know because I've known people for decades. I know people very personally, and usually their personality, their temperament, their characteristics are reflected pretty consistently throughout their life. I have known people men who have, and they're pretty a stark contrast in terms of what type of people they are behind the scenes, like with other men or in public or with women. There's usually like the men I've known who supposedly have cheated. They act very differently around women than with men. Not that that's not typical. It's just that it seems pretty consistent with those that I have known who have cheated. But I've known other friends who I know didn't cheat, who knew people who did cheat. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. I think honestly, from the women's perspective, a lot of times it seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, that women tend to seek out or perhaps even attract certain types of men, and for them, they may consistently see men who cheat, or conversely, there may be women who consistently find men who don't cheat.
interesting.
Would the quality of man be more of a reflection of the woman and what they seek out and what types of men they tend to hang around with? Because there are men that a lot of women just won't mess with, and those types of men may be the ones not to cheat, and vice versa.
It sounds good.
Well, I think
It sounds good.
I am not a person who believes that all men cheat. I don't feel that all women cheat either. I feel that we're all capable of cheating, men and women, but I don't like to just kind of have a blanket statement. I know a lot of women who do make like a blanket statement and saying all men cheat. Every man is going to cheat on you. It's in their nature. I don't subscribe to that. I think that we all, men and women, we are capable of cheating.
Yeah. Now, I don't think every man will cheat on every woman. I don't think that every woman will cheat on every single man. I think that some men bring out the worst in that woman, and some women bring out the worst in that man. But I just believe that at some point in a man's life, he has cheated. I believe at some point he has cheated. I just don't believe that there's a man that in his life he has never cheated. I don't believe that.
What about for women though?
Yeah,
That for women too?
All women, I don't know if I believe that.
I mean, just
And-
exactly what you said about the men. Do you feel like that is only a man thing, or would you say that?
And the reason why I think it's only a man thing is because women make it so much easier for them to do.
What do you mean?
Women make it easier for them to cheat. I mean, because a woman can know that a man has a woman, and she will still deal with him. Some women, not all women, but some women will know that he's involved with someone, and they'll still tolerate him. They'll still entertain him. So they make it easier. And if a man knows, some men, they will not share a woman. They don't want to share her unless that's all he's out for is some ass. But a man with some quality, he's not sharing a woman. So it's harder for a woman to cheat with a man. So that's why I say it's harder for more women to cheat, because men, they're not really G'ing for it as much as women are kind of putting up with whatever.
What you're thinking, Tiff? What are your thoughts about that?
I definitely don't think all women cheat or have cheated or anything like that. I've never cheated.
No.
Any of you women cheated ever in your life?
I've cheated.
Yeah, I've cheated.
I have not.
I haven't, but I mean, do you believe that? Like, Monet, would you believe me if I said that I have never cheated?
If you say you haven't, you ain't cheated on me, so I don't know.
If you believe him.
If you truly don't believe a man has, you can say like, no, I don't believe you. But I'm just curious.
No, I mean, you don't have a
me,
reason to lie to me. You don't have a reason to lie to me. So if you say you haven't cheated, then hey, then I stand corrected. You are one man that has never cheated in your life.
That's not true. I've known, like I said, I've known men who have told me, and whom I can't, obviously I don't know a person's heart and what they're doing private outside of, but I know them well enough to believe it. So I'm saying, as best as I can believe or know about another person, I don't believe they've ever cheated. But again, I only know myself. But it's interesting the way that you describe how unbelievable it is, because, you know, I've actually lived it. But I think the reason, if I can just make an assumption, I think perhaps the reason it's so unbelievable for you is that perhaps the men that you have met, dated, or have known have consistently been of the type that, as you say, would cheat at some point in their life.
Negative. That's negative. It's not just the men that men have just regularly cheated on me. No, that's not what it is. It's pastors that have cheated. It is guys. It is fathers. It is all kinds of men from all walks of life that I know for sure that have cheated. These aren't men that are dating just Monet, that I'm like saying I'm attracting these losers. I'm saying that's what this is just, it is what it is. Do I believe that they do it through their whole walks of life? No, I just know that they've done it at some point in their life. They have cheated. Do I think that they cheat to the day they die? No, I don't believe that. But I know that at some point in their life, they have cheated. You and a couple of these other guys that you've named, that you can probably count on both of your toes and hands and fingers, have not cheated. The fact that you probably can count these fellas is not a good example of the men that are being faithful in life.
So when you say that you've met pastors, you've met fathers, I assume you don't mean that all pastors cheat or that all fathers cheat. Is it just that there are instances?
Do I know all fathers? Do I know all fathers? Do I know all pastors?
You can assume. You can make an assumption that all
No,
pastors
I
have cheated
can't.
in their
No, I
life.
cannot. No, I cannot. I cannot, because I don't know all of them. All I can tell you is what I believe. Is what I believe from the ones that I know. Just like you told me you do not, I believed you. As quickly as you told me, if someone comes and tells me that, all I can do is believe you, because you haven't done it to me. I don't know of anyone you cheated on. So all I can do is believe you. But as soon as you show me differently, then I know differently. So the ones that I know, and I know more than my fingers, my toes, my hands, my life, my more than my 50 years of living, I know more than that.
And
I
you're
know
just
more than that.
saying, Monet, you're saying that you know guys from all different types of life
Different types of life.
that
Yes.
have. You're not saying all pastors, all this,
No,
all that. You're just,
no,
you
no,
know,
because he's making it seem like it's just the guys that I've come encountered with that I've dated. That, oh, you're attracting these men. No, these are not the men I'm attracting. This is just what I've this is just what I know. These are just from the women I know. These are just from the things I've from books I've read. These are just from reality. This is from reality. Just
Well, just
because
to,
this is not your reality does not mean it's not reality.
I'm
And
sorry, real quick. Aren't you?
I worked on a plane where I came across over 1,000 women. And I could tell you over probably 900 of them, these women have been cheated on.
just to clarify, I wasn't specifically labeling only people that you dated. I was specifically including all men that you may have encountered in your life, dating or not. In this case, like pastors and such, you know, the people you interact with that you've seen turned out to cheat may have perhaps
No,
hurt your trust in just men in general because
no,
of
but these weren't.
institutions. That should
But
be
these weren't the
different.
men in my life. These weren't the men in my life. These were just women that I knew, or people that I knew that I worked with, that I went to church with, that I
Still your
went
life,
to
though,
school
indirectly.
with, that I went to school with, that I went to college with, that are in my family, whatever the case may be, that I was in the army with. I've been around. So therefore I've come across a lot of different men that I can say it don't look good.
When someone cheats, you know, if someone finds out about it, it sounds like it's pretty open. Like people find out about it, you learn about it. Do you think women, when they cheat, is that typically pretty open as well? Do you think it's equal in terms of how much people know about women cheating as opposed to men, or do you think there's any difference in terms of gender about keeping it quiet or talking about it?
I personally think women are more careful in their cheating,
Hmm.
more discreet.
Okay.
I
I
think so.
don't. I know men who have brought women back to their own house, in their own bed.
Ooh, that's brave.
Women typically are more strategic and discreet in their planning, is what I have, like, from talking to women and all the things. It's just they're just more
Hmm.
careful.
Yes.
Women know how to cheat better. Men tell on themselves.
Some women. Now I know some women that are trifling,
Yeah,
that just did some trifling
Yeah,
things.
that part too.
Yeah,
here.
that they did some stuff that just was out of line. That I don't even know how they still walking this earth, how their husbands didn't kill them, but they here. So I'm not saying there are women that are better than men, because there are some women that have done just as much dirt as some men. But I'm just saying that I just believe men are doing a lot of dirty things out here.
How is that possible, though? Doesn't it require a woman to cheat with? There have to be women who are willing to cheat? Or do you think that men lie and women are most often deceived into thinking
No, the
they're
woman can
not
be
with them?
single. The woman can be single. She ain't cheating.
I mean, how often do you think it is that case, or that the woman who they're cheating with is aware that the man's with someone?
But the woman can be single. She's not cheating. He's the one cheating.
I
She's not with
understand.
that woman. She's not dating that woman. She's not cheating on her.
Yeah,
He's
but
the
I'm
one
just asking,
cheating. She
how
don't have an
often do you think that's the
obligation to her.
case?
She doesn't have an obligation to that wife. She doesn't have an obligation to that woman unless that's her friend. She does not have an obligation. The obligation is to that man's wife.
So we have some. Our truth said, I've never cheated, but if I get cheated on, I absolutely believe in revenge cheating. Nah.
You had another question too, our truth. Can you retype that? Because we didn't get that one, the first one.
They said, what about a man that literally treats you like he's a husband and won't commit, and we're not having sex? I don't know what to do. He is your friend, and go find somebody else. That's it. There's nothing more. That is your friend.
He treats you like he's your husband,
And
but
won't
there
commit.
are no benefits. So how is he treating you like a husband? He's just taking out the garbage,
Right.
the bill. Like, what is he doing? Because sex is an important part of a relationship. We need more.
So does that mean that once the sex dies off, that the marriage is over at that point?
If what?
If sex dies off, is the marriage
No,
over?
I don't think we've ever said that. And I know you've asked that question a few times over the weeks about sex, how important it is to relationships. I don't think any of us have said, like, yes, it's important, but I think we all were in agreement when you get older and you're no longer able to perform, you should be in a relationship with someone that you still enjoy their company.
Yeah.
Have good communication.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not all about sex, no, but sex is an important part of a relationship, just as is communication and everything else. So I don't think any of us were saying that, even in this week's when you were asking.
That's why they say to marry your best friend, so that you are still excited to be around that person and you still enjoy being around them, even if the sex is not the number one thing you're doing on 3 times a week or every week, even every month anymore, whatever the case may turn into. You gotta still like being around each other.
Yeah, and you can call in our truth. Yes, go ahead, Thusu.
I was gonna say, should the woman then always, and man for that matter, always be open then to sex or willing to have sex, whether they are up for it or feel like it?
I think so. You should be open, and that doesn't mean it's going to happen. If you're,
I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, like, let's say, for example, a man's like, I want to have sex. Woman's like, oh, I got a headache or something, or I don't want to. Or, I get that to a certain extent. People aren't ready, but when does that become a crutch where the woman just no longer interested in sex? At what point should a woman feel, if at all, obligated to engage in sexual activity? Should the other spouse want it?
I'm never obligated.
Obligated word.
No, I'm never obligated.
Relationship.
Yeah, I'm not obligated. It's still my body.
Mm-hmm.
So if a woman decides that it's her body, she's not obligated, and choose to not ever have sex, then is that considered reasonable in your opinion?
I don't know about this.
I mean, that's
to not ever do it.
Not ever.
Ever. I'm using extreme, but for the sake of argument, not ever. And again, it's her body. She can decide.
Right, but that's her choice. It's up to him if he is going to accept it or not.
Yeah, he also has a choice in the matter.
Yeah.
Can he not accept it? What alternatives does he have?
Please get a divorce.
Yeah.
So So, but see, that's the crux of the matter, or crux of the
No,
matter. I'm
it's
sorry.
not.
That
No, it's not.
if a decision of
You
hers
sound crazy.
is the reason for them divorcing, then it puts responsibility or blame on her. That sounds like victim blaming.
No,
If
No,
she
it don't.
had the right for
You
the
sound crazy. Who is saying never? You
Well,
sound crazy.
no.
that's my point. If a woman says my body, I don't want to have sex, and it ends up
It's
becoming
his
never.
body. Men have points where they go impotent and they don't have sex anymore too. So what do we do? What do we say? Well, then I'm not going. What do we say? What happens then when a man goes
Sexual
impotent?
activity, and also the man could still be willing to engage in activities he is able to do. So there can still
No,
be
but I don't want that. I want his dick. I want his dick. So what does he do then?
But see, the problem is you're asking for something that's not possible. While on
Well,
the alternative,
no,
was
I may
bringing
not
up a
want to do it
situation
because
where
I'm dry. A woman may not want to do it because she's dry. So then
there are
what?
ways to remedy dryness. That's my
Or because
point.
no, there's remedies to impotent. He can go have something put in.
So then a man might do that. Okay, so that's my
Okay,
point.
not no might.
There's an
Ain't
alternative.
no might. Ain't no might. Go do it.
Fine.
Go do it.
Let's say the guy does it. Then it's okay. So
No,
going
you
back to
okay?
the
No,
original
you said
question.
might. You said might.
Yes, but that's regardless of whether a person does or not. The outcome is still going to be the same. If he chooses then to do it, he's
No, you said choose.
himself to
But
engage in sex.
why is he choosing to do it? Why is he choosing to do it?
But that's
Yeah,
irrelevant.
that's
He
what
still
I'm
has
So
chosen
are
to
you
do
saying,
it.
Fufu, are you saying that this man just wakes up one day and decides no more
Exactly.
sex, period, just because? It's not that he's having some health issue. He is just waking up one day.
Let's just say exactly. Let's say it's his or her body, and we won't even use sex at all. We'll just say it is his or her body. The spouse has decided that they have no longer wanted to engage in sex. Right now,
They don't
the
want to be married no more.
significant other. Okay, well, there we go. There we go then. So does that mean that if a person, if one in the relationship, man or woman, says, I don't want to have sex, right? Now, we could obviously just assume that it's forever, but let's just say they say, I don't want to have sex indefinitely, right? Well, at that point, is it okay then? Is it justifiable to get a divorce?
My response to that is, again, sex is just as important as all the other things that we talked about.
Yes.
Communication, like all those things are equally as important. So when we decided we were going to be in a relationship, we are making sure that we're in alignment on all of those things.
Yes.
Right? Otherwise, we don't have anything in common. We're not going to be in a relationship because these are things that are important in any relationship.
Right.
And so if you decide, man or woman, that you're just going to wake up one day and say, I am no longer communicating with you, I am no longer having sex with you, like any of those things, then you are not committed to this relationship.
Yep.
So I'm not going to go as far as say divorce, but we need to have a strong conversation to decide, are you in this or not? Because that is something that we all should be committing to.
Well, that's like when these people wake up one day and they say, oh, I don't want to be a man anymore. I want to be a woman. Okay, well, that's the problem. I didn't marry a woman. I married a man. So that's a problem for me. You're going to go and turn yourself into a woman. You know, I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
That's I didn't sign up for that.
Right.
You know, am I gonna stop loving you? Am I gonna have no, I still love you, but we can't be married no more.
And it's
You signed up for it, sounds like.
you don't want to have children.
Yeah.
With the Jeezy thing with her first husband before she got with Jeezy, they didn't want kids. And then one day they decide, or he decided he did want kids. Well, Jeannie was like, that's not what we talked about.
Yeah.
So, you know,
you can't just change the game in the middle of the game.
Yeah, that part.
So it sounds like there's an obligation though for sex.
There is no obligation.
It sounds like there's an obligation.
It's not an obligation.
There's an obligation, period. I mean, when you just, if there's nothing physically wrong with you, If there's nothing physically wrong with you, yes, there is an obligation for sex. If you don't want to have sex, don't get in a relationship.
Well, let me ask Tiffany, because she said she doesn't believe there is an obligation. Why do you think there's not an obligation for sex, Tiffany?
I don't think, for me, I don't think that I'm obligated to have sex with you because you are my partner. I want to have sex with you because you're my partner. But an obligation for me is like I have to do something whether or not I want to do it. So if I don't want to have sex with you anymore, then there's a problem in the relationship and we might not be together anymore, because if sex is important to you and sex now all of a sudden isn't important to me, then there's a problem.
Right.
That part too.
It is a
That
problem
part
though, that a woman doesn't want to have sex.
It's not an obligation for me.
Chucky
It's not an obligation.
Well, it's not that. I agree with you, Tiffany, on that. It's not an obligation. That's not a good word. Obligation is not a good word.
Right.
It's not an obligation, but it is something that you come to the table in agreement that this is something we're going to do.
Like
It's part
commitment.
of our relationship.
Committing to the relationship, right?
It's part of our commitment. But if it comes to the part that this is no longer part of our enjoyment, then this is no longer something we're going to be in anymore. If I don't enjoy this with you anymore, and it's not a physical thing that I'm sick, you're sick, it's not, you've gained a little weight, and so I'm not sexually attracted, so you just need to lose a few pounds. It's nothing like that. Then that's when, okay, we need to talk about maybe we need to go our separate ways.
And it could even be differences in the kind of sex you like. That make a relationship go different ways. I ended a 5-year relationship because he used to tell me you're 95% perfect. The 5% of you that isn't perfect is because you don't like girls. He wanted a relationship where they could bring girls in first, threesomes whenever, however frequent. I don't know. But it got to a point where I was like, I'm not her. I cannot do that for you. So I love you enough to let you go find somebody who will give that to you.
That can do that.
That's a
And
good
then 5
point.
days, and we're super cool. I love his wife. Everything's good. And I left that 15 years ago.
And that's a great point. That's a great point.
I think that's what Chucky Gold is saying too. Like, people change in relationships, and so either you evolve together, or there's going to be a point like with Tiff where it's like we've been together these 5 years, and now he's evolving to a point where he wants threesomes, and you're like, that's great for you, but that's not what I'm interested in. So it doesn't work. So either you grow together or you grow apart.
Right.
Yeah, and I knew that about him going into it. But it got to a point where it became a condition of the relationship continuing. And
exactly.
And I'm not going. No, I'm just not like.
Yeah.
You knew, but was it not contingent on the relationship? Was it not explicitly laid out as to what the expectations were, even though you knew about it?
At the time, and it may have been for him, but at the time, I didn't receive it that way. I didn't receive it that this is a condition of us being together. That's not how it was laid out when we first started dating and when we decided to be together. It wasn't that. But I knew that is what he had done in previous relationships. So it wasn't like this whole big newsflash, like, oh my God, what are you talking about? I knew that this was a life that he had lived prior to me. And then when it, inherently you're not going to change. And me as a woman, I know I'm never going to change a man. I have zero desire to change anybody. So if that's what you want and that's the life that you want to live, that I'm going to totally support you and you go do that. I'm just not your person. And there's nothing wrong with that. You go find her and I hope you're happy and then everything's happy days. But yeah, it just wasn't for me. So I left.
How feasible do you think it is, though, to try to lay out every single sort of nuanced expectation and on all matters before a marriage? Or do you think that it is reasonable to sort of set up a very clear understanding of what's expected after marriage?
I mean, with major issues like that, I think it's at least a conversation way before that. Because if you are a man and you like to have threesomes, that's going to come out while you're dating. Or that's going to come out before you get married. It's not going to just be like, oh, 3 years into the marriage, hey, babe, so I like threesomes. I just never told you. If that's the
Thought it
problem,
was a major issue.
if that's the problem, then that's a lack of communication in the relationship, and they're hiding part of who they are. But yeah, you're not going to uncover everything from the very beginning. That's why relationships are a constant evolvement of learning who each other are.
Right.
Exactly.
Have to sort of decide what's major or paramount to the relationship or your expectation. Is that right?
Like, well, it's what's important to you and what's important to your partner, and then are you guys compatible in what you guys both want? I mean, it really doesn't need to be that complicated.
Well, it can be, obviously, because it's hard to judge what we want. I mean, like, for example, Monet brought up a interesting point earlier about, if like your spouse gains a few pounds, you no longer find them sexually attractive, that can impact, sexual activity and also, the relationship because you don't want to have sex, right? So
Some people it can. It wouldn't me, but some people I've heard of some people. I mean, you hear of people not finding their wives attractive anymore because they gain a few pounds. Women are very lax when their husbands gain a few pounds. We're the ones got to walk around as dimes all the time. But, we're very lax when they gain a few little pounds, get the little bellies and things. But
That's
we're at the beginning of the relationship.
Comment that said women have too high expectations because of social media. So
we have high expectations.
Higher expectations than men because of social media conditioning.
I think men have higher expectations of us than we do of them. I think we're very laxed on them. I think we give them a lot of passes on their faces, on their bodies, on a lot of things.
People out there looking like dogs, huh?
Yeah, that part.
Hey, keeping it real.
That part.
Let me ask you: Is it the spouse? Okay, I'm going to use an example of a woman. If a woman no longer looks attractive to the husband, she gains weight, regardless of how much. But let's say the husband says, I don't find you attractive more. I'm not having sex much because I just don't find it as attractive. Is that the woman's fault? Should be on the woman then to keep herself attractive for her husband?
She should keep herself attractive for what she finds attractive for herself, not for anybody else.
Yeah.
The woman's not having sex with her. She's having sex with her husband.
I think she should do it for both. I think you should, whatever you did to get them, you should do it to keep them.
Yes, I totally agree with
that. Point. There has to be a reasonable expectation of that. You can't expect someone to always look like in their 20s.
No, you're not going to look like you did in your 20s, but you shouldn't look like three people later. If you weighed 105 pounds, you shouldn't be 305 pounds when you're 40. I mean, damn. There should be some expectations. I know we're going to all age and look different, but there should be. Come on now.
Yeah, you shouldn't just get comfortable because you have them now.
Yeah.
Well, this is me in sweats every day. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
You got to do something. Mm-hmm.
You got to stay dating.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If the love is there, it should go beyond superficial physical stuff.
That sounds cute.
Does anyone really know what love is? Can any of you actually define what love is?
It is not cheating. You know what it is, Mr. Faithful.
Are you married, Wilson?
I am not. No, I am not.
So what's your
all right, old Faithful.
Sorry, what was that?
What's your definition of love?
Oof. Obviously, love is a difficult thing to define concretely, but I think in the more sort of idealistic, abstract manner, you have to kind of go to the old biblical definition of it. Love is, that's. I mean,
So
if you're,
I know what you are. You are a talker. That's what you are. You are a talker.
what do you mean?
You got your words down.
Yeah, we just need your definition. It doesn't have to be the biblical. Like, what does love mean to you?
Nobody lives up to the biblical standards, because the biblical standard says it forgives all things, believes all things, forgives all things. No,
that's true.
Love is not that. We do not love like that. Because I'd be damned if I believe all things, forgive all things.
Can love like that. So I disagree with you. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, we fall. We fall every day. But I'm saying that's not necessarily true. Hold on. That's really presumptive of you. But I'm just defining love again.
Because you ain't ready to love like that.
Hold on. It takes two to tango. It's not just simply like I have to be ready and then that's it. I'm done. I just go find someone in a manufacturing
plant. I'm telling you, ain't nobody forgiving all things, believing all things. Man.
Love. Listen, all men, I don't care what type of men they are, every man wants love. The only problem is at some point in their life, whether it's when they're young or it's when they're older, they become basically they lose what it means to love, right? Something happens in their life and they either give up or they become demoralized. Something happens that basically breaks their world. That happens to every man.
Yeah, but we don't care about all that. We want to know when you're in a relationship and you say,
we asked you,
I love her. Why do you love the person that you're with?
Yes.
That's what we want to know. Forget all the biblical, forget all the philosophical, forget all that stuff that sounds pretty. When you are in a relationship and you are in love and someone's like, oh, that's really dope. Why do you love her?
I think love is the result of testing. So you can't say that you love until you've been tested. So yeah, you can say, like I said, the biblical, the love is patient, love is kind, etc. It doesn't boast, yada yada. I'm saying, like, if you really wanted to get down to the bare bones, love is about being tested. It's about going through the trials and tribulations of having a problem, having an argument, and so forth. It's when you're tested, that is when you experience love. Not because you feel something, because you're sexually attracted or some hormone hits, chemical hits your brain. It's when you make a decision, right, to do what's right when you could do something that's wrong. That's love. So it's the act of passing tests, essentially.
So if you're with your ideal person, Thusu, and you see someone who looks good walk by you, and you're like, I could cheat, but I'm not going to cheat. In that moment, that is love to you.
I would go even deeper than that. I mean,
but he's been in love. He's been in love his whole life because he ain't never cheated.
You don't have to be in love to not cheat, though. I mean, you could be with someone and be faithful, even if you find that you don't love it, because there's a love that's beyond just that.
What you just said,
they're not buying your explanation. They're saying you got to cheat times before you know, Thusu, if you are in love.
And I'll tell you, okay, to go back to more abstract definition of love, it's not reserved. The concept of love is not reserved solely for sex or marriage. The concept of love carries over to any other interpersonal relationship, whether it be friends, family, even just love for your fellow man, just human love, the agape love. If we're talking about love within relationship, it's really just the continuation of that subset of love that exists within everyone and that we exercise with everyone. So when we exercise love with our significant other, that is part of what allows us to be faithful, allows us to be kind and forgiving, etc. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you asked me, I think it was Monday, about like if I see a woman who's attractive, what keeps me, or do I think of having affair or something? Like, no, of course not. Because even though as a heterosexual man, we recognize we are still attracted to women in the general sense. We're heterosexual still. We haven't become asexual when we get married. We know that we have enough self-control and we have enough discernment and wisdom to be able to catch our own thoughts and not allow them to dwell or to be dwelt on, like in a manner that, you know, is like lusting after someone, right? It's like, what does it say in the Bible? Even if you just lust at someone, you're having an affair in your heart. Like, you have to be able to catch yourself, not put yourself in temptation's way. Don't teeter on the edge. Just, you know, like, for example, if being with a woman alone outside of work may not be appropriate, right? And it's not because you think you're going to have affair necessarily, but it's because you're not putting yourself in a position that could compromise you, right? Or even look compromising. And that's out of respect. And that's part of love in even just a general sense.
So you've never even lusted? So you've never even lusted after anyone?
Sure. No, the issue isn't that lust as in the sense you find someone attractive, like, wow, you want to seek them out, you want to engage with them, right? You want to...
Because you just said that's cheating. That's cheating. The biblical thing says that is cheating. To lust is to cheat.
Lust. Yes, that's the distinction. So you need to be able to distinguish between...
So as I said, all people have cheated. I go back to the...
No, because seeing a woman, right, who's attractive, being able to acknowledge their attractiveness,
I go back to it.
That is something that a man can do, right, in intellectual level. But when we dwell on the person and we imagine that, again, that lustful nature is distinct, at least for men. Maybe you haven't experienced it. I assumed you have. But when you see someone and like that, they're attractive, when you start engaging in your own mind, unconsciously, with sort of dwelling on a lustful thought, that is when it becomes cheating. And that's when we can use our discernment to kind of stop.
You're doing too much.
Usu, you said that you believe that all men have been hurt at some point where their ability to love has been damaged at some point in life. Did you say that?
Yes, and it can be for different reasons. It can be their own fault because they failed, right? They may have had expectations on themselves.
And that's all men, though. You're saying all men have had this experience.
No, not necessarily. No, I mean, I don't want to generalize too much, but I think I'll put it this way. I think we all have been tested. No matter who you are, you have been tested at some point in your life. And for most men, I would say that there is a sort of reckoning with our idea of an idealistic sense of love versus the more realistic sense of love, right, as defined by the world. Because we might be young and think, oh, well, I'm going to have this idea of what marriage is like. I'm going to have this idea of what a perfect partner is. But then when we get out into the world and we find out people aren't like that, we have to start compromising. And what happens is when men and women have to start compromising their ideals, that's when I think the real sort of the shattering of the perception comes in of what love is.
You still didn't answer the question and you're talking in circles, so none of us know the answer.
Wait, hold on. I did. I answered the question. You asked what love is. I said what it is. Love is love in the strictest sense. Love is patient. Love is kind. What is it? Love is.
Read the Bible.
Nah, because
what's the topic here,
Jen? I don't have to be in love because I was tested. Man,
the question was, what is love to Thusu?
No.
Yeah. You read the Bible.
Series of tests.
You can miss me with them tests.
Yeah, you read the Bible.
Well, let me ask you. Okay, so I defined what love is. You don't agree with it. That's fine. Well, let me ask you then. What is love?
For me, it's a whole like mixture and conglomerate of a bunch of different things. It's, my heart might get beats and I might get butterflies and I might be thinking about you and I pray for you and the best. I want nothing but the best for you, whether that's with me or not with me, and whatever makes your heart smile. And like it's a whole big mixture, melting pot of stuff. And I know it's different for everybody. I get that, but I don't need for me, and obviously it's totally different for you.
No.
I don't need to be tested to know that I love you. I don't need to be tested to show you that I love you.
I'll challenge you then on that. Is your definition of love as you've defined it, is that type of love always going to be functional or can it be dysfunctional? In other words, could your sense of love be directed in a manner that is dysfunctional? Like say, for example, towards someone who doesn't deserve your love?
I've loved plenty of people who didn't deserve my love. But then you learn and you get out.
So when I mentioned about love has to be tested, was your love ever tested in those situations? And how did you handle it?
Was my love tested? It was probably, I think so, probably in some of my situations. But I don't think, Mahulani, you are tripping. You are straight bugging. From someone who has had many stalkers, you are tripping. Sorry, I digress. What was the question? Was my love tested?
Yes. Your love tested, yes.
I'm sure it was tested, but I think it's I take my relationships when they have reached their demise. What is it that I was supposed to learn from that relationship? So I think, there's each person plays a part into why it ended or whatever the case may be. But I'm sure it was tested in some form or fashion, but I don't think it was a test that he gave to me. I think it was an internal test that I had to learn something about myself.
But I'll be honest, what you say, the way you describe love does remind me a lot of how young people love when, they're naive. But the idea, and what I mean by that, I'm not to insult you, but what I mean by that is, I apologize. No, what I mean is that, what I'm trying to say is that it's purely emotional in the sense of lusting. And I think who was a Dodger fan made a comment, which I kind of agree with. It does sound a bit more like lusting than what, again, I would consider to be love.
I made no mention of lust. I made no mention of lust.
You didn't mention lust outright, but the way you described it sounds much like lust to me. How might you distinguish it from lust then?
Dr. Phil, you need to worry about how do you love, because you still have not defined how you love. All you did was read the definition of the biblical Bible, which we all know how to do that. You have still not told us how to read your definition of love.
Because we're trying to
You have not told us that.
Susu. We want you to find love. So we
want you to find love.
Your definition.
But if you don't know your definition, you can't tell us you can't tell nobody how to love.
If I was to go by what Tiffany said, for me, then it would be someone whom I feel a strong physical attraction towards, right?
It's not about physical attraction either.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I misunderstood you.
Well, you need to have a strong physical attraction to love them.
True.
So necessary.
But that's not a.
You're gonna need that. You're gonna need that.
For me, the attraction will come in learning who you are as a person.
But you know what?
This one though.
You can learn to love someone that you're not that attracted to. I have loved someone that I was not that attracted to at first, and then I end up being really attracted to them after I loved them.
Same.
They end up being really attracted to me.
Yep. That's exactly how I described love earlier when you all scoffed at me. I said love goes beyond just the relationship. It can be in love with a friend or a family member. The general concept of love is one that we have outside of just a relationship. And then, as you seem to indicate, it can then lead to a interpersonal romantic relationship. Is that correct?
Yes, it can. But we asked you, what's your definition of love? Like, how do you love? Have you never been in love?
That's a tough one to say.
I don't think you have.
Now we're getting.
So what's that? What have I said or given away that makes you think I have never been in love?
No,
because you can't define it.
Oh. We want to help you find it, though. We think Mrs. Thusu is out there for you, so we're just trying.
Yeah, and then you can come on here, show your picture, and show you her picture. You'll be on here broadcasting yourself, smiling, and talking all this yin yang about love and your sincerity of being loyal to this broad, and how you ain't never cheated on her.
The definition I gave, the biblical definition, you're saying that that's
See, you ain't showing your picture because you done cheated on her ass. And so you don't want to show your picture because they say, he cheated on me. I know him because his ass has cheated on me. He a damn lie. This nigga cheated on me. He a damn lie. Show his picture. He told me he ain't never cheated. That motherfucker cheated on me. That's why you ain't showing no picture. That's why you ain't showing no picture.
Hey, well, listen, is a lie, I mean, is the truth still the truth, even if it's spoken by a liar?
Why you ain't showing no picture? Why you talking all this yin yang, but you ain't showing no picture? See, I can say what I have done and ain't done because I'm showing my picture.
This sounds like I'm making some good points, and this is a red herring to get away from those good points.
No, the red herring is you not showing no picture, red herring.
So
it sounds like y'all should change the subject. Read what Dodger fan wrote and move on.
Oh, somebody is protecting the red herring. Go on, red herring. We're going to move on because we're going to protect the criminal.
Okay, let me ask a question. What do you all think about gender roles?
About what?
Gender roles. So, do you think that it's a man's job in a relationship to do X, to take out the trash, or, you know, things like that? So, what do you think about gender roles? What do you expect a man to do when you're in a relationship with them?
I don't like. I will take the trash out, but I don't like to. I will do it, but I prefer you to. But like, if you're home, I'm not gonna do it. But like, if you're like gone or something, I'll take it out. But if you're here, I do expect you to do it. But that's just the same. Like, I'll cook and I clean and I do all that, and I don't really expect him to do a bunch of the cleaning and all that. And I don't expect him to cook all the time. He'll cook every now and again, but I don't expect him to do a bunch of the cooking. And I don't expect him to clean really at all because I clean better than he does. I clean a certain way. So I really don't like people to clean that much because I like it done a certain way. So
I'm going to jump in because I want Jen to answer. So what is expected? Name a few things that's expected of the man to do.
Personally, I can't think of like an expectation right now because I'm like what Monet is saying. I'm okay with taking out the garbage. He cleans, I clean. He's really the cook. I'll try and get in there and do something, but we eat out more than we do like the cooking at home. But I just feel like whatever you're good at, like whatever is my strength, I'll just be in that lane, and whatever is his strength, he can do that. So I just feel like it should be more flexible than saying like I should cook. He should take out the garbage, because if I'm by the garbage, I'm just going to take it out. I'm not going to.
I'll just take it out. So
if I hang up a picture, I'm not going to say, well, this is the man's job. I'm just going to find the hammer and try to get up there and do it.
See, like, I'm the builder. I'm the one that I like build things. That's just my thing. I know how to build stuff. So I do it. That's my thing. You know?
So none of you ladies have any expectations from a man whatsoever? Like,
you know what?
I expect him to do.
I don't like washing a car. I don't like to go wash the car.
That's a good point. I expect him to take care of my car. So like
take care of my car.
I don't want to take the tire. Like those types of things I expect him to do. But for me, also because he's in that industry, if he weren't in that industry, I think I still would expect him to like take my car to So like
I don't like doing anything with the car. So
I would say that, but I don't expect him to like open my car door. Like we don't need to.
I don't do all that.
If you guys are both at the gas station, let's say you're driving Jen, getting gas.
No, I don't pump gas.
Do you expect him to pump the gas?
Yep.
I just don't like the word expect on some of these because I will do it.
Yeah, but if he's there with you, of
But if
course you
he's
would do it.
there,
But if you're by yourself, but he's just sitting in the passenger seat doing nothing.
yeah,
No.
I would say, yeah,
Tiffany, you gonna answer any of this
No,
shit?
let me tell y'all something. Let me
Tiffany,
tell y'all something. Since I got
Tiffany, you're
married,
way back from the camera too. Like I don't know what.
Sorry.
let me tell you, since I got married, I went to go pump the gas. And do you know, I could not, I didn't even know how to pump the damn gas.
Really?
That's how bad it got. I didn't even realize I didn't know how to pump my damn gas. I couldn't even open the freaking tank. I was like, how the fuck do you do this? I'm hitting the stuff. I'm like, what do you do? And I'm like messing with and I'm like, I had to go up to the lady and say, I am so sorry. I said, ma'am, how do you use this thing out here?
this thing, I don't know.
Let's been laughing.
I didn't know how to use it. Because I hadn't been with it. He had done it. He had been doing it all that time. And we were mad at each other. So I was like, I'll pump my own damn gas. I don't need to put no damn gas in my car. So I drove my own car and went to go put gas in my car and realized I had not put gas in that damn car. And I didn't even know how to use the freaking pump. I was like, oh, this is bad. This is bad. I'm spoiled. I didn't know how to use the tank. I didn't know how to use the pump.
What
I
about
had to come home and confess. I had to come home and laugh. We had to make up. I had to come home and laugh. I said, do you know I don't even know how to pump my own damn gas?
All right, Jen, cut her mic. Go to
Yeah.
Tiffany.
Oh, shut the hell up.
I don't have any expectations because for me, expectations oftentimes lead to disappointments. But I do appreciate chivalry. But I don't have any expectations of what somebody like.
Is expect the wrong word? I'm saying if you guys both pull up to the gas station, he's sitting in his seat doing nothing. Are you maybe waiting to see if he gets out to pump the gas, or if he doesn't, are you thinking different? Like this motherfucker just gonna sit here?
If
No.
he doesn't, I will probably take notice.
Not your term, Monet.
But that's fairly new for me because before I'm always just so quick. I'm gonna jump out. I'm gonna pump gas, and then that's it. But only as of maybe the last few years did I start to really recognize that, okay, that's really something that men like to do, or men are like, what are you doing getting out of your car? I'm going to pump your gas. I didn't have that in prior relationships, so it was very new for me. So I think now at this point, I would recognize that it was not being done if he were just in the car on his phone while I'm outside pumping gas.
Yeah.
So
But
that's a plus.
I think my son
that
do
would be a
it.
plus, right? That would be a
for
plus
sure.
in your mind.
For sure.
So if he didn't do
opening
it,
my car
would it be a
doors.
minus, or would it just be I don't really care?
It would be just like, dang. I think it would just be like, it'd be something I'd be aware of. Just like when we're walking on a sidewalk, if you let me walk on street side, I'm gonna be aware of that. Am I going to move by myself, like move over to the other side? Probably not, but I'm gonna be aware.
Yeah, our truth had a comment which I do agree with, expecting protection, expecting the man to be observant and aware. Like I would agree with those.
Yeah, I agree with those.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
want
think my son do it.
the guy. I don't want to feel like I'm protecting him.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
over here, like
Yeah.
I do want that. So I would say that's an expectation.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing for me. I need to feel like you make me feel safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But like when you were talking about the gas though, with my son, he's 13. I expect him to get out and pump the gas. He's 13 and I make him get out and pump the gas. I'm teaching him already that that's your job as a young man, to get out and pump a lady's gas.
So what else are you teaching him that you feel are expectations
He,
of?
he takes the trash out. He replaces he takes the trash out to the he takes the trash out. He refills the bag. He does clean up after himself. I'm not his maid. I'm his mama. I tell him I'm your maid. I'm not your maid. I'm your mama. So,
What about the
you know,
sidewalk?
yes, I know I'm still his mama. So I'm still on the inside. I'm still on the outside right now. You know, he tries to get on the outside, but I'm like, no, not yet. Cause he sees my husband do it. So, but I'm like, no, I'm still protecting you. So, but even though he's 6'1",
How old is he?
he's 13, but he's 6'1", 240. So he could protect me, but I'm still mama. So, I'm still on the outside of the street. So.
I'm always just curious with those with gender roles because taking the trash out, walking on the sidewalk, and putting gas in the car are always like the ones you always hear about.
But I
Sometimes, like,
do make him do it with his cousins, with his female cousins. I do make him do it with his female cousins. You know, and he knows that he can't. He can't get his female cousins back. You know.
what about paying for dinners and things? Do you think that is something that should be an expectation of men to pay whenever you go out to eat?
No, not for me.
But hold on, Jen. You would say on a date, like if you're married, it don't really matter, right? But you're talking
Right.
about if you're
I'm
not
asking
married.
for both. I'm saying when you're married or when you're dating, is that an expectation of the man to pay?
If you ask me on a date, yes. If we just go out, then no. Or if I ask you out, then I don't mind paying for it or going Dutch or whatever. But if you ask me out, you paying. But
regardless if you're married or dating, if they ask you on a date as a husband or just potential boyfriend or whatever,
yeah,
whoever asks,
yes,
responsible for
yeah.
What if it's just a boyfriend girlfriend relationship and you guys are at home and you're bored and you're like, hey, let's go out? Is the person who says, hey, I'm bored, let's go out, let's go to the movies or something, are they now paying?
Yeah.
It's probably going to be more on them, the person that asks.
The person whoever asks. If I say it, then I'm paying. Now, I don't have a problem with that.
But if a man would pay regardless,
or if I know, or if he says he's bored and I know he's broke, then I'ma pay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know when he got money and when he don't. So I'll be like, he ain't got no money, but yeah, let's go. I'm not gonna say you ain't got no money. We ain't going nowhere tonight. We would still go. I would just take care of it.
Hey, what were you saying, Thusu?
Well, I was just asking if, well, it sounds like a lot of this is kind of skirting around another issue, which is, do you find it more attractive when a man does pay for everything, does take out the garbage, does do all the, regardless of expectation? Because I get it, you might not have the expectation because men have let you down in the past and you feel that you'll be let down. But let's say
Nobody said
that.
Nobody said that.
Okay, fair enough. But if a man were to, let's say, do all that without any complaints or grumbling, take out the trash, pay for all the meals regardless of who asked for it, do you find that more attractive than a man who doesn't?
I find it more attractive when a woman does it.
Does what? Pays for the meals and such? You find it attractive?
Mm-hmm. When I'm dating a woman and she does it.
The fuck?
What?
His questions are so ignorant. I gotta get just as ignorant as him.
Ignorant. What?
Ignoring us first.
We were all like,
Who's not, is it? Was it Tiffany? Jen, are you married? Who's not married here?
His shit's so damn ignorant. I just gotta get just as crazy as him.
Yeah, let me ask Tiffany then, if I may. Tiffany, if a man you met that you were attracted to, you had all those feelings initially, if he was paying for everything, he was willing to do all the things that you, again, you may not expect because you're afraid of being let down, but would you, if you met someone who did all those things irregardless, without any grumbling, would you find that man more attractive than, let's say, that same person didn't do all those things?
I don't.
Oh my God, you really taking that long to answer that?
Yeah, I am, because I think for me, it goes deeper than that. Are they paying for everything because they are compensating for something else that they're not doing? But if that's not the case and they're just paying for everything, it is attractive. Yeah. Now, am I going to find them, excuse me, more attractive?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know, because I'm not like money driven like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to appreciate and never take any of that for granted ever. But more attractive.
I didn't want to imply that you would be, money hungry or anything like that, but I do think it is possible, socially or culturally, that women may be more compelled to find certain activities and traits of men more attractive, such as a man who does take charge in paying, does take charge in doing chores, etc. Even though, again, we've laid out it is fair to not expect it, but a man who does willingly, I would imagine that would be seen as more attractive, right? But again, maybe not.
In terms of taking charge, yes, because I have a great appreciation for a man who does take charge in whatever way that looks like.
Have you had a man do that for you, Tiffany?
Take charge, yes.
I'm talking about what he just said, pay for everything, just do everything.
Mhm.
So compare him to the man that didn't do it. How would you compare the two?
Night and day, because there was one that I paid for everything.
So you probably like the one that did everything better, right?
Not necessarily, but it wouldn't have been because of that. I think for the relationship I was in, where I was paying for everything, it was more. I almost felt like I was being taken advantage of. Because I made more money in the relationship, so it wasn't just.
Was he fucking you good or something?
No.
Not even that? Damn.
No.
Tiffany, you mentioned about being worried that they might be compensating for something. If someone's if a man's doing everything, why do you think you might draw on that suspicion or suspiciousness?
I'm not making any sort of assumption, but there are some people that may use money or buying things or whatnot to compensate for maybe being at home, or for not spending as much time, or not being as available, or whatever the case may be. You never know.
What you're saying. I mean, also, if a man has a lot of money, it may not be a big deal for him to pay for dinner every once in a while and such, right? But if a man doesn't have a lot of money, it's a lot more that has to be taken away from him to pay for everything, or even to spend the time to maybe take out trash and do things and everything. So it sounds like then, again, correct me if I'm wrong, that a man who does do those things that you don't expect, but you still like, sounds like that still adds to the attractiveness. Is that fair enough?
Yeah. And for me, it could be something really, really small. Like, it doesn't even have to come in the form of something monetary. Maybe just something. I mean, even like somebody opening up my car door. I'm like, dang, that's dope.
Don't open up car doors anymore?
Yeah, of course they do.
Okay.
But there are some.
Chivalry, though. How would you define chivalry?
How do you define chivalry?
Just do waiting on love.
Jen, go to your book of questions.
Not
Don't you have a list? Don't you have a list, Jen?
in front of me. Sorry, out of town. I did have a follow-up question though. I think someone had a comment in here.
Mr. A. Yeah.
Do you feel
Talk
that
about some football.
women's demand for equality, there's a lot less men wanting to be a gentleman? This is a question from Nacho.
What is it?
With women constantly talking about equality, do you feel that that has impacted guys being less of a gentleman?
I don't think so. I think if a man's
What?
a gentleman, he's a gentleman.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I don't think that should change who you are. I mean, as a person, if you're a gentleman, just because I want equality, that shouldn't change who you are as a person. But now let me say this. I don't want equality. I want to always be a lady. I want to always be a lady. I want the man to always be a man. Like I told y'all before, I want to be led. I want you to always be I want you to be the king of this castle. I want that. I want you to go and open the jar. I want to be, oh, open the jar, baby. It's too tight. I can't open it. I want that.
I
I
do that.
want that.
Like, hey, can you open the jar for me? Knowing damn well I can open the jar myself.
Yeah, I want that. I
Are you
want
serious?
I
Oh
do.
yeah.
Frick? I didn't know that. Come on.
Yes.
that.
Yes.
I want
Are you
you to
serious?
lift my bag on the airplane. I want that. I want it.
I love that. Yes.
So no, I don't. I'm not one of those women that was like, I can lift my own damn bag. No, I can't lift my own damn bag. I was a flight attendant and I didn't lift my own damn bag. No, I want you to lift my bag. I looked at passengers and was like, can you lift my bag? Can you lift my bag?
Basically, you want a man to be a man when it's convenient for you.
Huh?
When it's convenient for you, you want a man to be a man.
No, I want you to be a man at all times.
In a relationship, a man to be a man, and then she wants to feel like a lady, a man to protect her.
Yeah.
JD, nice. We had some no shows, so we had to. It was Jen's idea to let Thusu in here. So
That was your damn idea.
Yeah.
we had some no shows. We had to fill in. We had to have a fill in.
Somebody should have asked me, because I would have vetoed his ass.
Yeah, that's some pretty good questions.
Necessary. There are people who, have different opinions. So,
Thank you,
He
Jen.
ain't got his picture up here. I look a mess. You could have showed your picture. I look a mess tonight. You could have showed your picture.
I wanted to say on that previous question, I have dated a couple guys who paid for everything. One guy in particular was super controlling, though. So
Oh yeah.
he wanted to pay for everything, but he also, like, I was working. He didn't want me to spend my money on any of the bills. He really got very upset if I did try to, like, help with things. So I think that's another side. Like, sometimes people can it's like a control piece.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm doing everything, and so I'm controlling everything.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
I am attracted if you are not just paying for things, but it's
No,
more
I don't have no
know
attitude.
that you are it's this level of attention to detail for me as your woman. That is attractive to me. And it's going to make me want to do more
I
things.
have a voice.
Yeah, it's like if you're doing these things for me, it's like, oh, this is awesome. Like I can do it for myself, but I'm like, that's so cool. You were so thoughtful to do this thing for me, so it makes me want to do things for you.
Yeah. That paying attention piece is major.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had that where people were very controlling when where they say they where they say pay the cost to be the boss.
Mm-hmm.
And you be like, okay, well, stop paying.
It sounds like y'all have never had it. We had it both ways. It's like if he did this, this was wrong. If he did that, this was wrong. So there's no men you guys have ever had that just did it all. He paid for
I've
everything,
had
but
them be
wasn't
nice.
controlling,
I've
and
had them both do both.
this was a genuinely cool person.
No, I have.
No, I've had them do both.
I
I've
have
had them do both.
who looked out for me more than anyone has ever looked out for me ever, and treated me amazing, not controlling. I mean, it was incredible.
No, I've never had anybody treat me amazing.
So you're still with this person? You're still with this person, Tiffany?
No.
Why not?
I think that one was just we're still very close. I think that one was more distance and time. He was here and then work took him elsewhere. So we didn't really get to see each other that often for a very long time.
A comment, the young lady on the bottom.
Mr. A said I had an attitude.
Is Mr. A my husband?
No.
I don't think so.
Sounds like not Mr. A.
No, he said I got attitude. I don't have an attitude. I have an opinion. I have a voice.
You know he's all wrong anyway, Monet. He called you young, so that tells you he's all fucked up.
Fuck you.
F and Derek.
Forget you, Derek. That's funny. That's a good one. That's funny. That's funny.
Monet, are you never satisfied? No, I'm just reading this comment. Are you never satisfied? Basically saying women with attitude, they're never satisfied.
Oh, I don't know what he's talking about. He's not talking to me.
I'm asking you, are you never satisfied?
Oh, I'm satisfied way too often. So that's why I said that's not me. So.
Oh man.
So
What's the next one?
on to the next, Mr. A. With my bad attitude.
Removing myself.
This is
at it. I'll come back in about 15 minutes, y'all.
Okay. So
I have a question, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Hold on, it might be good. So the question before was about what expectations you have for men. What about for women, though? Like, what expectations do you have, or what expectations do you expect men will have of women in general, or even of you specifically? And what's fair or not fair in terms of men's expectations of women?
What do you mean?
Just like how women have certain expectations of men. Or, again, we were careful not to have expectation labeled too strictly, but certain things we find attractive, right? Which near expectation. What about the other way around? Like, what do men expect of women? And what are things that you think are fair or not fair in those expectations of women?
You would have to tell us that.
In the relationship.
You would have to tell us that.
Well, the reason I ask you, though, is because obviously you have to have been in relationships where the men you were with, I would assume, you were able to glean some expectation from them during the course of your relationship, right? So as you were with them,
No,
you started noticing,
but we
oh, he
told
wants to do
you,
this.
but we told you our expectations that men had of us. We told you the expectations. So you would have to tell us the expectations that men have of us, that y'all have for women. You would have to tell us that.
Excuse me, really quick. I am not married to a white guy, sir.
Hey, Jen, why
Yes.
would you think? Why would you think he would ask you that?
I don't know. Please enlighten me. Because he
Why?
doesn't want to cook.
I don't know.
Anybody
Why?
know
Because
why
she
he would?
knows how to speak.
Mm, mm.
What do you think, Derek?
She's
Um,
pretty. She's pretty. She knows how to speak.
Cause
She
I could
speaks
kind of see it. I
intelligently.
could see you being with a white dude. Like I can't see Monet being with a white dude. I can't even see
Um,
Tiffany being with a white dude.
Yes,
So
I
I
was
could
very open
see
to
it. I could see it. I'm just trying to figure out where though. You know what I mean?
well, she talks really proper, but I mean, I know how to speak really proper, but I'm just not doing it right now. I mean, I could do it. I could do it like this the whole time, but I'm just not doing it. I talk
You
like this
sound
when
like
I'm
a
at
Valley
work.
girl. That's not sounding proper. That's
I
just a
talk
Valley
like
girl
this when
accent.
I'm at work. When I'm at work, I do this, but I don't do it all the time. But I could do it, but I don't. And I guess if I did this, then probably they would say they wouldn't think I had an attitude. But since I'm not doing this, then he thinks I have an attitude because I talk like the other way. So then I have an attitude. Man, fuck that. I talk the way I talk. I ain't got no fucking attitude. I talk the way I talk. Fuck him.
Hey, Monet.
name.
Monet, are you
I'm
on
rolling over here. This is great.
Monet, are you on your laptop or a phone? What are you on? Monet,
I'm
can you
on
hear
my
me?
phone. I thought you was talking about so. I thought you
Nah,
was asking him what he was on.
it's kind of buffering a little bit. It's skipping a
I
little.
thought you was asking him what he was on because we can't see his picture that good.
Who are you talking about?
Susu.
Oh, he
That's
ain't gonna show his picture.
Kelowna, which photo on Instagram? I have a bunch of them where I'm wearing boots. Which one? And then I can tell you.
boots. What boots you got on? Oh, I love boots. I love shoes. What boots you got on Instagram?
One of my Instagram photos. I think I know which ones you're talking about too. Were the ones where what was it, Kelowna? Type in the chat. Is it the one where I'm in the shorts?
I have to pull it up.
I think that might be it. The one on UrbanAZ today, black thigh highs.
Miss Jen is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see.
She is.
Okay, I have some other questions, but I want to wait for the full panel, in particular Mercedes. I want to hear her response to this question, so I'll hold that.
Well, you might have to DM her because she ain't gonna be in here no time soon.
Oh, she's not?
The next one.
Nope.
Oh, Derek's in his feelings.
I thought she was coming.
She's
All
got it.
wrong. It's a wrap.
It's not a wrap. Stop it.
We'll be looking to hire someone else.
Stop it.
Oh my God.
You
Keep
can sleep
going.
it off, Derek. Sleep it off.
I
Bad as old dude.
Okay. Do you believe that having a college degree is necessary?
who you asking?
do
that?
what?
Females? Are you asking the ladies for if a guy should have a college degree?
I'm saying anyone.
Me personally, I don't think anybody
So
gives a
they'll
shit.
viral.
Go ahead, Derek.
I don't
That's
think anybody gives
rude.
a shit.
Wait, you talking at the same time? Say it one more time.
I don't think anybody cares either way, to be honest.
Okay. What did you say, Monet?
I was reading somebody's comment. I was saying that was rude. Um, to have a for what? To have
I
a
don't care.
college degree for what reason?
Just college degree. You know how a lot of parents will say you have to go to college right after high school, college,
You
college.
know, I'm you
Yes.
know, I'm really stern on my son about it. My husband is like totally on the other fence because he didn't go to school. So he went to the Navy, and now he works for the FAA. He's a aircraft mechanic. So he is like totally on the other fence as far as that. Uh, my son is really smart. So I'm really pushing college because he has a brain that is like a gift from God. I mean, it's like phenomenal. So I'm like, boy, you're supposed to be like a neurosurgeon. My son is like, he needs to cure cancer or something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on like a different, and I'm not just saying this because he's my son. I'm saying this because it's a fact. He's like bronze and brains because he's 6'1", he's 248, he's 13 years old. So he's gonna have, he's got it on both ends. He
Okay.
really don't like football, but I'm making him play football because he's huge. But he's really smart too. But I'm telling my husband, I'm like, he's going to college. It's not an option for him. It's not an option.
So what if he
So
wants to do?
does that mean that everybody that goes to college, they're going to be this great entrepreneur or have this great job? No, it doesn't. Because I know people that's gone to college and they still struggling.
Okay.
But
What
for
about you?
him,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead.
think it's different. For him, I think it's different. So I think for everybody, you got to look at that person. Because for me, I hated college. I hated it. So I left and went to the Army. So
And you went straight out of high school to college?
I went straight from high school to college. I went to college for 3 years, and then I left and went to the Army.
Okay. What about
Mhm. Tiff,
Yes.
what do you think?
Um, for me, it's not a deal breaker. I am like a lifetime student, so I love school and I love learning. But I think I graduated high school early and went to college, and what I thought I wanted to do then is totally different than what I ended up in. And for me, having paid for my schooling with financial aid, I think I lost a lot of time and money ish, kind of, in going for what I thought I wanted to do to what I really ended up in. So I think for people, if they choose to wait to go to school, then more power to them. But I do think it's important. I know that after I went back and I finished my schooling and got my degree, I got my job that I'm currently in, and it changed my life. And then
Mhm.
that job had since I got a really great mentor in that job, and I just finished my master's degree on Sunday. So
Yeah. Oh, congrats.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Congratulations. What was your major in, if I may ask?
My undergrad's in project management and organizational leadership, and my master's
What is this damn
in
thing?
technology management. So
Did you ever take any undergrad in the sciences or STEM, or was it just project management in like a general sense?
it was all management.
So it's business courses, as opposed to like software development, project
Yeah,
management.
it wasn't anything technical. My background was not technical at all, which is why at first when I got the job that I'm in now, I saw the post and I was like, nah, I don't have a technical background. I'm not going to apply. And then my Spidey was like, oh, go back and apply.
Smart.
So I'm like, all right.
So let me ask you a follow-up question, both of you though. So Tiff, you said it's really important to go to college and that you're a lifetime student. And then Monet, you said that you're really pressuring or insisting your your son to go to school because he's a genius.
Yeah.
What would you say is the reason though? Like what's the why behind that? Because like you said, Tiff, a lot of people do use financial aid. So, you know, depending if they go to a private school, it could be almost $100,000 for them to get this degree that they may or may not even use. So what would you say is the reason? And I'm asking the question because we have a lot of parents who maybe didn't go to college, who are really pressing and insisting, go to college, you got to go to college. And for some, it's more bragging rights, like so that they can talk to their other friends and say, oh, yeah, my son went to school and they went to this school. But
Yes.
what's the reason? Because is it not really sending your child into debt for a degree they may or may not even use?
I think it depends on the field and what it is that you want to do, because the education and the degree that you will get will help you get to that point. If you want to be more on the trade side and go to a technical school, you'll still make a ton of money and not have to go into such financial debt to be able to learn the trade that you need to learn and then be successful. So I think it really depends, but for some people, it's not, school isn't for them. And I don't think that negates the success that they can achieve because they don't have that piece of paper. Because most people are not in the field that they got their degree in. Mm-hmm. So it was really a waste. And they just have this degree that it's like, okay, I spent all this money on school. And for what? They're in a totally different industry, totally different field. I'm very fortunate for being where I am and in the industry that I love. And having my degree in that. So I'm on the other side of that piece, but yeah, I don't think, I mean, you know, to each his own.
Yeah.
What about you, Monet?
Well, with Chance, he wants to do medical. So he wants to go into the medical field. So he has to get a degree. So
yeah.
That makes sense.
So.
Yeah, totally.
I kind of asked too, because like for my situation, I'm in HR and I did not have a degree, and I'm an executive in HR for a tech company without a degree, right?
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
You can get over $200,000 a year without a degree, right? So I just finished my bachelor's in May after the fact. Like I already have the career. It won't really do anything for my career because I'm already at the level you want to get to in my field. Mm-hmm. But just as a personal goal, I just went back and got the degree, but it won't really help in my career because I now have 10 years experience in HR at this level without a degree. So that's why I asked, because even when I graduated, I had family members who were already asking, well, what about your master's? Are you going for your master's? And just because they always kind of pressure you, like you got to go to school, get more schooling, it had me thinking about it, and the college will automatically start to send you information. But it's $100,000 to get my master's that won't help me at all in my career.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Get to another level.
Yeah.
So what is and that's why I was asking, like, why go for that? Just to be able to have bragging rights, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. See, like my cousin, I have cousins that like are in the medical field, and then cousins that are in the law, So they had to go into their masters and they're back at doctorate, but it changed the game for them. You know, they had to do that to make more money. So that was different for them. For me, girl, I quit. I was done. It wasn't gonna change.
Yeah, I had the university call me and they were giving me all these they're like, you're almost done with this was a couple months ago. They're like, you're almost done with your master's degree and you got a 4.0 GPA and try to like hype me up, right? So they're like, have you thought about getting your PhD? And I was like, honestly, having a PhD in IT, it really doesn't exist. I said, but I'm like, when am I going to be a doctor of tech? Like,
Look at my husband.
so having a
That's my
PhD,
husband. Why is my husband up?
Husband.
Hi, husband.
having that PhD isn't going to do anything for my career or
Hi,
get me
husband.
higher than what I'm already at.
Right.
So chance this and chance that. We get it. You love your son. So yeah, I think it definitely also depends on what you can, how far you can go with that education.
Yeah. Because there's some job descriptions where they're requiring a degree,
What? This is bad.
$dollars an hour. Like, it's insane. A lot of jobs, especially with working in HR, I see it often where they're expecting degrees for these entry level roles where you're making pennies.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, if you're a neurosurgeon, definitely makes sense. But I don't think people talk a lot about trades, go to school and learn coding, become an engineer. They make crazy money.
Yep.
Right.
Crazy money. And you do not.
A degree though for that.
Not all engineering roles you don't.
On a good one, you do. You better have a lot of experience and projects under your belt, and better have people you know.
Well, I'm just saying the ones that I recruit for at my company, you don't always see a degree. But,
Fair enough.
Thank you.
all right, Thusu, what you got for us to wrap up?
Something debating.
Oh, well, you want me to ask a question, huh?
Yes,
No.
questions.
Well, let me see. Let me think of one. Go with child rearing. I don't know if we've ever touched on that. Are you guys comfortable talking about?
Monet.
You got kids?
Am I the one answering, or are you guys? I mean,
Do you have kids?
are you asking me?
Yeah.
I do not have children. That's a good reason to ask a question.
Ask your question, Thusu.
Let's see. I think we once already asked about disciplining, like spanking. And I believe everyone was for that,
Yes.
if I remember right.
Beat 'em.
Which, I mean, I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. It seems a little politically incorrect for today's day and age. But
Beat 'em.
what about for children who are...
Where's Mr. A? He said, I got a bad attitude. Beat him.
Kelowna, it's just an open forum. We're just letting Thusu get his questions out.
I know. I was answering one of them. I was just saying beat him. I was answering because Mr. A already said I had a bad attitude, so it didn't matter if I said beat him.
What about social media? When is a proper age to introduce any type of social media, or even letting them out on their own for that matter? Or a cell phone for that matter, smartphones.
Well, I don't have children yet, so
Yeah.
You know what? My son, and a lot of people didn't agree with me, but I was a flight attendant. So my son had his first phone at 5. But that was because I was a flight attendant. And he was with a nanny and different people. So he needed to be able to contact me whenever he wanted to. I didn't need people to tell him when he could contact me. I needed him to be able to contact me whenever the hell he wanted to be able to contact me. So he had his first phone at 5 years old. That's very, very early. To me, too early if you're just an average child. If you just have a regular job, if you go to work 9 to 5 and you come home and you see your baby every day, I think that's too soon. But I was gone for 3 days. And so for me, he needed to be able to contact me at any time. Social media, um, to this day, I still have all kind of locks and everything on his phone, but he's smart as a whip, so he gets past every lock I put on his phone. So it didn't got to the point where I just quit putting the locks on and I just go on regular and look at his phone and look at everything, and I just know all his passcodes, and I just know you just go on it, and you just have to get to the point where you got to trust, and you discuss everything they're doing, and you let them know that there are predators out there, and you're brutally honest with them to let them know what's going on, because if you're not brutally honest, somebody else will be brutally honest with them. So that was actually a really good question. Very good question, Susu. Good question.
See?
Susu.
Good
Okay.
question.
Question for us last time. I don't think we were able to get to it. So I don't know if you've all been able to read the book 5 Love Languages. So if you haven't, I just want to read what they are real quick. So the first is words of affirmation. The second is acts of service. The third is gifts. The fourth is quality time. And the fifth is physical touch. So what is your love language? Tiff, you're up.
I think mine was tied for quality time and physical touch last time I did it.
Okay.
But they all kind of came in maybe like a point away from each other for like my third, fourth, and fifth. So 3 through 5 were almost the same as well. So I like a little piece of everything, but physical touch and quality time is a big thing for me.
How was she gonna talk?
Rafi, after we go through this, I'll circle back and answer your question.
Go ahead, Monet.
I thought Derek tried to kick me out because all of a sudden I just got deleted out. I was like, did Derek kick me out? Anyway, okay, I'm back.
What's your love language?
My luck, I like gifts.
Giving or receiving?
I give. I like to give. That's my love language is to give. And so for someone to show me their love language, I actually like thoughtful acts. Like I like flowers or poems or cards, things that you make for me. I think I like things that are thoughtful.
Yeah.
I don't like you to just go buy me something. But then I'm the opposite. I'll go and just spend money on you. And to me, that's my love language, is to just go spend money on you. But then for me, it's the opposite. I don't want you to just go spend money on me to show me that you love me.
That's fair. Jen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm a mix. Touch, I'm very touchy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that too.
Definitely, yes. I love the touch, physical touch, and also quality time. But I would also say one other one that I want to mention is the words of affirmation. Like I love to hear like you're proud of me and like all those things. So I would say there were a few. Gifts not so much, and definitely not acts of service.
Yeah.
But the other ones I was important.
Yeah. I would yes, touch and words of affirmation too. I forgot about this. I agree with that. I do like to hear, oh, you got the job. I do. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. But I don't need gifts. I don't need gifts.
Do you like gifts?
I love gifts. But I don't need gifts. I like gifts for like my birthday or, Christmas or something. But like I remember one year for Christmas, I think it was like one of our first Christmases that we moved in our house, and which was like a big deal because my husband was the one that kind of put out the most money for the house. So he kind of went out the most for the house. So he was out of a lot of money. So we moved in November, and then it was Christmas. And so it was like, everybody got something for Christmas. And I was like, oh, don't worry about Christmas. This house was enough. But you still think, oh, he'll get me a little something. No. He really took it like, oh, this house was enough. I was like, damn, he really took it as this house was enough. No, I thought you was going to give me something. So Christmas came. I bought like all the kids something because we got grown kids and plus my son. And so I'm buying all the gifts and I bought him something, and Christmas comes and I'm the only person not opening nothing. And I'm like, damn, I really didn't get something. And so it was like a little opening. And so I had to say, yeah, you should have got me something. And he was like, well, you said don't get nothing. And I was like,
well, he's literal.
And I was like, yeah, but I thought you would know to get something. But that was our first, it was the first time. I should have been more. That's when I learned you say what you mean and mean what you say. So I should have said,
stop hating.
Shut the fuck up.
Stop being a hater. Back to Rafi's question, if I'm saying your name right, sorry. At one point in time, probably not. At least if you were my height without my shoes on, that was kind of like, huh?
Who is Mr. A? He said, wrap it up, yo. Mr. A, you can log off.
Mr. A is sounding like my husband. Come on, Mr. A, tell me the truth.
Is Mr. A your husband? Mr. A, I think that's it. Okay, Mr. A, I'm going to be nice to you because I think you might be her husband. So, hi, Mr. A. I'm sorry for being mean. I'm sorry. I'm really not mean. I'm going to be nice.
You know you like me in this attitude.
Go ahead, Tiff. You said one time.
Yeah, if you were my height with my shoes off, then I was cool with it. Because I'm going to be taller than most everybody with my shoes on.
How tall are you, Tiff?
6 feet without my shoes.
6 feet. Ah.
So when I'm out, I'm in heels. So I'll be like 6'4".
Girl, we would look like Mutt and Jeff.
Huh?
We would look like Mutt and Jeff if we was out.
Well, my mom's 5'2".
That's me. I'm 5'2". Yeah. So if we was out, we would look like Mutt and Jeff.
Yeah, so so it was a big thing for me. But then I met somebody who was shorter than me. and he's amazing. And I don't even notice it. Don't even faze me. So yes, to answer your question, I would date somebody who is shorter than me.
Yeah. I have a girlfriend. She's tall, and she dates guys that are shorter than her.
He's what?
She does it. I have a homegirl. She's tall, and she dates guys that are shorter than her all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother her. She's like, that's how. She tells me. She said that's his mom and daddy's problem. That ain't my problem.
I think for some women, it maybe goes back to that protection piece. Where I want to feel protected. So they just automatically just feel like they want a guy who's taller, bigger than them because it's the protection piece, which is kind of hot. But I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And the one who I'm with now, who's shorter than me, I probably feel the most protected with him than I've ever felt with anybody.
Yeah, and that's what she still says. She says she still feels protected by them.
Yeah. But it's how they carry themselves too. Because if someone carries themselves really big, then you feel that. And like when I was in a 5-year relationship, and only until after I left the relationship and came back to the house to get some of my stuff, that was the first time that I realized that he was shorter than me. Throughout the whole entire time before, I was like, no, he's taller than me. People would always talk about it, that I was like an inch or two taller than him. I'm like, no, he's not. He's taller than me. And then I totally didn't see it because he had such a big presence about him.
Oh, wow.
Would you still wear your heels though?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't care how much taller I am than you when I'm in my heels.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that doesn't phases me none.
Oh, wow.
Girlfriends like that who are like, he's shorter than me, so I don't wear heels anymore.
I stand some heels.
Oh, log off now.
You got 11 minutes.
Okay.
I'm getting off. He gets on my nerves. All right. I'm getting off. Okay. He's been a butthead, and I love y'all. Peace out. Peace, love, and heart grease. Peace, love, and
wait, Monet, we're almost done, girl. We got 10 minutes.
He is on one.
Let him get to you.
What the fuck? I'm just telling you, I'll be back at 10 to fucking shut it down. That's what time we ending, right?
Yes.
So how you gonna get mad at that?
Butthead. Just keep saying little bullshit ass comments.
Because, man, don't nobody want to hear your whole fucking book. Just keep it short and that shit up. There's other people that want to talk, and you taking up fucking all the time.
Just as long as everybody else. You can shut up.
Man, y'all go ahead. Y'all got 10 minutes left. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
I always say something.
You ain't got to read the shit. Just like you told dude to log off, you ain't got to read the shit. How about that?
Monet is angry.
Go ahead. Shit.
Ain't nothing worse than having a freaking crazy ass friend.
Oh, Derek. Gotta love him.
No. When you've had a friend that you've known half your damn life, you be like, God damn. When you know somebody your whole life, you just want to fight them.
Okay, any last minute questions from either of you ladies?
I'm going to drink my wine.
What about you two?
I don't have anything.
I don't have nothing else.
Derek and his pillow cracks me up.
And he holds on to it like a blankie.
Thank you, Sarah.
That's because Derek can work on his stomach. Not many people can work on their stomach like that. Here he
I
comes.
have to work on my stomach because I have a bad back. So I'm used to laying like this working. Can't work in a chair, Tiffany.
Well, no, if I could work like that, I would. I would love to. I just can't type.
That's what I was like, huh? I was like, oh, I didn't get it. I was like, work on their stomach. I was like, oh. Oh, you know about.
Sit down and type and do what he's doing.
Oh, okay.
I think it would hurt my back.
Oh, yeah. No, actually, I could do it better like that because of my back.
Woman ain't taking her heels off until it's time to go to bed.
Anyway. No.
In here,
What, Jen?
Usu is still in here.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Do you
What?
have any questions before we wrap?
This is the quietest you've been. Somebody must have you in a muscle.
Maybe he's over there in love.
Somebody got you over there in love. That's what love is. Silence.
Monet, when's the last time you had sex?
Last night.
Last night, you said?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna have it tonight?
If I hurry up and get off this phone.
Tiffany, what about you?
A month ago.
Stop lying. God.
I'm serious. It was a month ago when I saw my boyfriend.
No, I'm
ago,
lying.
really?
I didn't have sex last night. I'm lying. He tried to have sex last night. I haven't had it.
I would guess I was gonna say what's the longest y'all go, but Tiffany just said a month ago. Jesus.
No, but yeah, I'm gonna have sex tonight. I gotta get off the phone. That's what I told him we would do it tonight because I had a headache last night.
So anyway, what's the longest y'all can go without?
I go a long time, a year plus. I've gone.
The longest I've gone is 3 years, but that was after my children passed.
I'm saying when you're actually married or with somebody, it's right there to have, but what's the longest you can actually go without it?
A couple weeks.
I've been in a relationship where we didn't have sex the last year that we were together. But then I found out after the fact that he was having sex.
Oh.
It just wasn't with me.
You
I ain't going
Yeah.
Jen, you ain't answering shit, I guess, Jen.
I already did. I said a couple things.
You said what? A couple of weeks? Really?
Yeah.
You can or you have?
I said I can.
Okay. The next question is how long have you? And you actually can have it, but you just haven't for whatever reason.
I have for about a year.
Damn. Well, we don't have time to go into the reason on that. Monet?
To be continued in next week's episode.
In a relationship?
I can actually say I was in a long distance relationship.
In a relationship. I haven't.
Long distance don't count. I'm
Right,
talking about you actually can.
In a relationship, a month.
But you just haven't. So you've went a month and
in a relationship. Yeah.
And you actually could have, but you just haven't.
Yeah, in a relationship.
So what's the reason you haven't? That's the next question. What reason would be you're with this person, but you guys aren't having sex?
It was like work, like my job, his job, it was just kind of not, we just kind of weren't on the same page at the same time.
Next.
Or maybe me being sick.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And just have like their cycle, like
kind of to be honest, to me being sick. Man, and them being patient with me. Yeah.
Tiffany.
What?
Why have you gone that long?
When I was in a relationship?
When you was, yeah. Not the long distance, but you just, what's the longest you went?
I thought that we were working on our relationship. But turns out I was working on our relationship and he was out playing dip and dick with the community. So
all right, here goes a serious question for y'all since we got 5 minutes left or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What would make a woman who's either married or with someone, really with someone, what would make a woman cheat?
I won't cheat. So I can't.
Well, okay.
If I'm in a relationship,
What would make a woman cheat rather than just leave them altogether?
if I'm in a relationship, I would leave. I would leave. If I'm in a relationship, a serious relationship,
So
I
you would
would leave.
never, you would, there would be no reason you would stay in a relationship and cheat, is what you're saying.
No, I wouldn't.
You would,
No,
you would just
no,
leave.
no. I would leave. Now let me back up. Now I dated back when I was younger and I cheated, but since I've been grown, no, I've never cheated. I left.
No, I'm not saying you've cheated. I'm saying what would make a woman cheat? What would make you say, you know what, instead of leaving a relationship, I'm just gonna do some side shit.
No, I wouldn't. I would not. I would not. I would
There's
leave.
nothing there's so whatever there's nothing a man there could do
There's
to
nothing he brings to the table that would make me stay in the relationship. That would make me want to that would make me jeopardize who I am and what we have, what I think we have,
Mm-hmm.
uh, to stay in that relationship that clearly is not a relationship. If I'm about to cheat on him, cheat on my marriage, uh, to stay in it and cheat on him, I would just leave.
that's
So
I
if
guess
your
that
question is not us and it's more general why women do cheat, I would say is because they're not getting something in their current relationship and they know they can and that it would hurt the man because the man is not expecting it.
Oh,
And
it's not just us. I thought he said just us.
they're
no, it's
Oh, it's
not
a
just us.
general
What
question.
what what makes what makes a woman go cheat?
yeah, if it's general
Oh, it's
like
general.
that,
Oh, it's a general
that's
question.
the
Oh, okay.
reason because they're not
Yeah,
getting.
I know Cliff watching you, Monet. You ain't gonna tell the truth. Go ahead.
I will tell the truth. If it's a general question,
No,
then
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm making it general. I'm not making it about you.
oh, okay. If
I
it's a
don't
general
I
question,
don't want
then
you to get your
women
ass beat when we log off.
Derek,
ain't
Anyway,
nobody,
go
nigga. We
ahead,
will
Jen.
make CNN first. Let me tell you, I uh, women cheat.
I'm just joking, Cliff. Go ahead.
Women cheat in relationships, and they stay to hurt that man that has hurt them.
Okay.
that's deep.
What's your answer, Jen?
Yeah, I think it's that, and it's because a lot of times when women do cheat, it's because they're now checking out. Maybe
Yeah,
I has cheated on them so much and been so
yeah.
disrespectful to them, and they remain loyal, and they're like, I'm still having people reach out. Guys are trying to talk to me, and I'm over here being loyal to this guy who consistently disrespects me. So
Like
then
in that movie, The Best Man.
that's exactly it. That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about. Yeah.
yeah,
So when a woman does it, most times she's already checked out.
yeah.
So why wouldn't she just leave the relationship? Why sit
Well,
in
she
there?
didn't want to leave. She didn't stop loving them. She didn't stop loving them. She
And she,
just felt like this is what he needed.
Mm.
yeah.
Tiff,
Disagree with
May
that.
not have to leave.
Tiffany, you gonna
I
answer that?
I don't really get the whole. I think cheating is like one of the most foul things you can possibly do to another human.
I
So,
think so.
so I just don't understand why not just leave the relationship.
Well, that's how I feel. That's why I said it, but that's why they said it was a general thing.
Yeah.
That's why I said for myself, I would leave. But that's why in general, that's why Jen is not speaking as herself.
Yeah.
She's speaking in general, why women, and that's why I was saying in general, women, that's why a lot of women do it. Because I'm not speaking as myself, because
So
I'm
wait,
leaving.
so men and women don't cheat for the same reasons as what?
No,
Because if
Right.
I
no,
asked you why do men cheat,
no.
you guys would probably have a different answer, right?
Yes,
Well, for women, wouldn't it be more like Jen had said, they're missing something and more to fulfill a need or a void that they currently have in their relationship, where men are
Or to get even. Or to get even.
yeah.
So why do you think men cheat then?
Because y'all greedy.
Yeah. So like
That's your answer, Monet? No, for
Yeah.
real. That's your answer?
Yeah.
Jen.
I think some cheat because they're not afraid to lose the woman that they're with. Selfish. Um,
And a lot of it is greed.
a man told me that men cheat because it's a conquering thing, a conquering type of thing.
That's what I'm saying. That's a greed.
mhm.
So let me ask you this then. Why do you think men get married? I'll start with you, Monet.
Because they find something that they know is good. When you find something that's good, you hold on to it. You don't want to lose that. So
So
you
is it
grab
more
it.
of, let me ask you this. Is it more of that man just really wanting to be with you? Or is it more that man really wanting someone else not to be with you?
You don't want somebody else to be with that, and you don't want to die alone.
No, like just give me one if you think it's more one or the other. He really,
I
really
think it's
wants to
both.
be with you, or he just
No,
don't
you
want
don't
to
want
lose you.
somebody. You don't want somebody to be else to be with
To
you,
be
and you don't want to die alone.
all right, Jen, you.
Yeah, I guess I would agree with that. And I also know some men who have married women because they see that woman as like a stable woman they would want to raise a family with.
They
So if
love the
they
people
want
they
to
marry.
come home to this person, even though they're still kind of running around cheating, this is a person that they will want to have a family with.
Yeah, I think they love the people they marry. I think they love them.
Okay, Monet, do you think that's the reason to get married? Because he doesn't want anyone else to be with you?
No, but I'm saying I think they do love them. I think they're just still out there.
So if a guy could have you and have any other chick he wanted and you was cool with that, what do you think choice he would take?
To have both.
Yep. And you
If
had
he could
no
have
problem with
me, if he could have
you
me
and
and have
any
anybody
other
else,
chick, yep, with no issues from you at all. What choice you think he would take? Just solely
well,
be with you or be with you, and if somebody else came along, he could fuck at any point in time with no problems.
well, then clearly he would fuck that other person too. But I mean, that's why it took me a long time to get married because I was never at that position that I wanted to be that either.
I'm just asking what you think, not that that's the case, just what you think, what choice he would take.
I'm saying I don't think that they would. I think that they would fool around.
Jen,
Sorry, I was reading through his.
what?
I was reading a comment.
Oh,
Ask the question again.
your man, if he had the choice just to only be with you, or he could be with you and any other chick that came along that he could fuck, you had no problem with him fucking, what choice would he take?
I think
You
that's
take the
Huh?
latter choice.
yeah. He's gonna fuck whoever he wants.
He would want his cake and eat it too.
Yeah, I think that's easy.
Now let's reverse it. Would you take the latter choice? You be with him and any
No,
dude that came around?
no.
You guys just both all everybody saying no.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. That's
I
too much.
would
I don't want to focus on all like that's a lot.
So why do you think the man would take that? How come you don't think a man would
because that's
just
how
say,
y'all.
hey, I'm just gonna be with you. I don't
That's
want anybody
how
else.
Because I
y'all.
for that they're
You
not
don't
ready
think
to
men
slow
are
down.
capable of just being with one person?
I do. I totally
If
think
No,
so.
with
y'all
their
not.
choice, I'm saying their choice, not any pressure from the woman, just their
No,
choice.
I think
Hey,
they're fully
I know I
capable.
could go fuck these other women, but I just don't want to.
No,
I
I think they're fully
he
capable.
Yes.
I don't want to have to force the person who I'm with to stay faithful to be with just me. Like if you want to go and have sex with multiple women, by all means go do that. I'm just not the one for you.
I
So
think
That's
Nacho
not the question though, Tiff. I wouldn't say you're forcing them. I'm just saying, why do you think men want it that way?
I think Nacho made a good point though, that it's more the thrill of it. So your question, Derek, was more if the guy wanted to be with you and be with other women and you were okay with it, that's different. So I think if I'm telling a guy like, yeah, you can do whatever you want to do and I'll still be here. That's not the thrill. It's like, oh, you don't mind if I go cheat with other women? But if I'm like, no, I don't want you to do that, then that's more of the thrill piece. So some people do cheat because it is like, I'm not supposed to do this.
Right, right.
Well, the way you guys were saying it when I asked, the way you guys were saying it, if you had the choice that you wouldn't take that choice. You just want to be with that man and that man, period, whether he was cool with you seeing other men or not. But
Well, that's a woman.
when I reversed it, you guys were like, oh yeah, he would probably take the latter choice and sleep with other women. And I'm just saying, why do you guys think that way? Why couldn't he be like the way you think? Hey, I just want to be with the person I'm with.
he totally could.
He
It depends on where he's
But
at.
no one gave me that answer. Everybody gave me
It
the
depends on
answer
where
as
he's
if
at.
he would take you and other women.
Because it depends on where he's at in his life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If he's ready to settle down and just make home, then he's not
Okay,
going to
you
want
have a
all.
boyfriend right now, Tiff. What do you think he would do, honestly? If you were totally cool with him seeing other women? Like a don't ask, don't tell type of thing. You know what I mean? He just, hey, do your thing, but just don't tell me.
I don't think he would.
Okay. Jen.
Yeah, I think it depends where you are at this point in your relationship. So if we're
Well, you know where you are in your relationship, right?
so you're saying for my
I'm
person,
asking you. Yeah, your relationship right now.
I don't think he would.
Okay. Monet, I don't know what you're doing over there. You're in the dark.
Yeah, because I'm getting ready to go to bed.
All
Uh,
right. Last
uh,
question for you.
uh, I don't, I don't think Cliff would do anything at this point where we are now. But if you'd have
Right.
asked me, um, when we first got together, I'd have said he'd have had his cake and ate it too.
Right.
But at this point, no, I think he would be totally like, this girl is enough. I don't need nothing else. I don't need. She's enough on my plate. I don't need nothing else.
I
But you
think
think that just because everybody's kind of in their older stage of, everybody's older now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're older. We're
20
older,
years ago,
and
maybe not.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think if it had been later, and I think if it had been earlier on, if I'd have met him early on, if and like I said, even just 4 years ago, I think it'd have been different.
Right.
But just now, I just think that now he's like, Monet is enough. I don't need nothing else. She is enough.
I think the
So,
reason we're responding that way, though, Derek, is because it goes back to what we were saying earlier. If we're saying that a lot of men, not all, are the way they're looking at this whole situation is to conquer, is different from women, not all women, but a lot of women who are in relationships because it's more of an emotional, like we're looking for long term, we're looking for like this emotional lifelong connection, whereas the men are not looking for that. They're looking for, I like that, I want to get with that, and that's it. They're not looking for like long term situation.
Mhm.
So I think that's why we're answering like we think some men would want their cake and eat it too.
right.
But we can't just like, again, we can't just have blanket statements because people are different.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Are we gonna continue this next week before we start a new one, or are we gonna keep going?
Should.
Continue what?
Are we
This
going
This
to
topic?
This
questions?
topic.
I
Yeah.
actually wanted to come in here and ask some questions earlier, but I was letting y'all do your thing. So I'm just kind of, I guess we're going over time and I'm just asking them now. It's actually questions that I actually wanted to hear the answer to be
Oh,
honest.
okay, well, ask them next week. I'm done.
I don't need you to answer these questions.
Okay, well, good night, Nick.
Beat it.
Beat it.
Bye, Monet.
Bye, y'all.
So,
I mean,
how
sit
have you
here in the
women
dark
actually
anyway.
been cheated on?
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Monet, thanks.
All right. Good night, y'all.
Good night. Go ahead, Derek. Thusu, hold on.
What did Thusu say?
How many times have we been cheated on?
I was
Who, me?
in one relationship where I found out about cheating while I was in the relationship.
Just the one she knows about. I mean, do you really know? You know what I mean? Let's be honest.
For juggling a what?
I mean, you don't know how many times you've been cheated on. You could say
No,
once. That's
no, I'm saying I've only been in one relationship where I found out about cheating while I was in it. So
right.
I've been in previous relationships.
Is
where
that the one me and you were talking about, Tiff? You
Yeah.
remember we used to? Yeah. Okay.
I've been in other relationships where I found out about the cheating after the fact, and at that point, it didn't like. I was like, whatever. I was already so far gone emotionally that it was whatever.
Right.
Same for me. I was in a relationship and found out while in the relationship. He told me, so I wouldn't have known had he not told me.
So how do you handle that, Thusu? I think you're done for the night. Sorry. Anyway, I got to get my questions off.
For
I
me,
stayed.
you did?
hmm I am the person he told me, which he didn't have to do,
Right.
would not have known, and I made a decision that I was going to stay, and I was not going to bring it up again because I knew that if I decided to forgive, that it wouldn't have worked if I continue to bring it up whenever we get into it. So I never brought it up again, but I did stay.
You did?
Yeah, because we were together for a while. So we had been together like 6 years when this happened, and I stayed another 3.
But how did the last 3 work? Did that even work? Obviously it didn't work, but you know what I'm saying? How does that work when, you know what I mean?
So it didn't work because I felt like there were steps he should have taken to continue to make me rebuild my trust. So if he puts himself in situations where maybe he's flirting or doing something that is inappropriate when you're trying to rebuild my trust, then that's not going to help me trust you again. So that was kind of what happened with us in the end. It was like I just felt that he could have been doing more to rebuild my trust, especially because I never brought it up again. I didn't throw it in his face.
Yeah.
Nothing. So I feel like he should have just been doing more to rebuild my trust, and he didn't.
So my next question would be if a female cheated on a man, is there any reason that you guys can think of that the man should stick it out? You know, she apologizes. Like, what reason could she come up with for cheating that the man would be like, okay, I get it?
For me, nothing.
Yeah, I think she might say, "Well, you've done this to me," but I don't
Right.
think
But like,
reason.
what, like, other than the man, let's say the man didn't cheat at all or whatever, what reason, you know, she went out and whatever? I don't know. I don't know what women do. You know, they may get drunk or whatever. And I don't know, just in a bad in a bad situation in the bad not with the man she's with, but it's just put in a bad position wherever with somebody, ex-boyfriend, whatever. I don't know how a woman would cheat, but just that scenario where it's like everything comes together for this person to cheat. He's treating you like shit. Your man's treating you like shit, and you just happen to be in the right situation at the right time, had some drinks, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? At a town, that person you think that looks hell of a good happens to be at this same function or wherever, whatever the case may be. So she cheats, right? What what reason could she have to make that man stay?
I don't feel like she could. She does have a reason because it's a choice at that point. I mean, it's a choice for him to have done it to her too, but I don't feel like there's any reason she could say that would warrant or convince him to stay. He would just have to stay because he wants to stay, not because it's an answer that she gave or a reason that she gave.
Well, so you know how like guys will say, "Oh, it didn't mean nothing. It was just fucking. I don't love her." Blah blah blah. Right. So girls don't have any type of excuse not to cheat, but to cheat. You see what I'm saying? Like guys that come up with an excuse. I don't care about that bitch, and bitch tricked me or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? We didn't heard. You know what I'm saying, Tiffany? I'm sure you heard some, right, Tiff? When remember
Um,
the guy me and you used to discuss? He gave you excuses, right? He didn't care about her or some shit.
no,
What excuse?
well, after the fact, yeah. But when I came to him with all the information that I had, he couldn't deny it.
Right, but I'm
He
saying
was
he
fine
had
to
his
come back.
reasons why he cheated to try to stay with you, right?
Oh
Like
yeah.
it was nothing, right? So
Yep.
I'm saying what reasons would a woman have to stay with a guy? Well, like, can you think of anything that
Probably
she
similar reasons because it's a form of manipulation. And
but do you think it would be bullshit or real answers? Like what could a woman say to a guy that he'd be like,
nothing.
"Damn, okay, I get it."
I think it's probably a bunch of BS because now you're only sorry that you got caught. I think like in Jen's circumstance, he came to her, like he came to you and told you. That's huge. That doesn't often happen. But in most cases, they get found out. So now
So
it's like, oh God, I'm sorry. This is why it happened. Da, da, da. Well, if you were feeling that, you should have expressed that and been grown and told me what the problem was.
So a woman can't make a mistake because a man always say I made a mistake. So a woman can't come back. I made a mistake. It's a
For,
wrap. Like
for
she can't.
me, for
There's
me,
no reason, no mistakes whatsoever a woman could do to you know what I mean to cheat.
no. For me, cheating, it's an automatic over, done. Like for the last relationship I was in, I told him from the very beginning, if you ever cheat on me, the relationship is over on site. It's a wrap. So then when
Now
I
I'm
found
not talking
out
about.
about the
I'm
cheating,
flipping it now, Tiff. Though I'm
yeah, but same,
flipping it.
but
I'm
same
not talking
thing,
about him cheating.
right? But I would expect if for a woman to cheat, I would be surprised if a man stayed. I don't think there's anything anybody could say that I could be like, okay, you know what, you're right. I get why you did that. No, for me, no. For some people, they can look past it, they can forgive it, and they can move
But
forward.
you see
And
where I'm getting at? Because guys always come up with reasons and excuses.
yeah,
I'm just saying there's none you can think of that a woman could come up with
I'm
that would
sure they would. Of course
like
they
what
would.
though? Give me some examples.
Thing. They can say, I was drunk. I didn't mean it, but I love you. But I'm not, I mean, they could say the exact same things a man would say,
Yeah.
but I think both responses are BS
Mhm.
because it's a choice.
Yeah.
So when I shared earlier, I have cheated, it was on that person. It's because after so many years, I made a choice in saying, you are not committed to us. You are still making these poor decisions, even though you came to me and told me you made this mistake. You continue to do things that are inappropriate. So you don't care about this relationship. And so
Mhm.
I chose to give my time to someone else who was doing the things that I was not getting from this person. So
Right.
yes, he was hurt, he was crying, he was saying he wanted to still work it out after, he found out. But there's nothing I could say because I made that choice.
Right.
Because I can continue to be faithful, but I chose that he didn't deserve that anymore.
Jen, having been in that situation where you chose to forgive and move forward and didn't bring it up again, would you make that same decision? Or would it be over for you if it would ever happen again?
I would say I would do it again because that's my personality. I don't feel like people are just perfect. So I think if I'm going into that and saying that I just generally don't like to say what I would never do until I'm in a situation. And that's on everything.
That's fair.
Said I never do that because you just never know until you're in it. So yeah, I would, it's a chance I could do it again.
I want to address
me.
This.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving your ass quick.
So Sam, which is a guy, Tiffany. He says, "Who would cheat on Tiff is crazy."
Oh,
like, why do people say that? Like, what's his name? Cheated on Holly Berry. I forget his name. The singer. You know what I'm talking about, Jen?
Yeah.
People was like, he's got to be crazy to cheat on Holly Berry. Like, just because of their physical appearance. Like, I just had to address that. Like, anybody could be cheated on. It ain't about. You don't know if Holly Berry's crazy or farts in the bed or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's just, I think that's a crazy comment. Like, they don't even know you, Tiff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you could be like the worst person in the fucking world.
I could be.
What?
I could be. But
when people say that, it's like, I don't know. It's funny to me when people say that shit. So yeah, Tiff. Oh, okay. Why would anybody cheat on you, Tiffany?
Why wouldn't anybody cheat on me?
Why do you think the one dude cheated on you that we used to talk about? Since you, and I'm not trying to be funny, since you're appear to be all of that, why would any man cheat on you? And Jen too, but I'm gonna ask Tiffany first.
For him, he needed his ego fed, and when I got with him, he had just moved to Phoenix, and he was like the hottest new thing in the city, so his ego in his head was like enormous. And me, I'm going to always be very honest with you. I'm going to talk to you about how I feel. I'm not going to argue because I don't argue, period. So I talk about, I'm just a communicator, but he constantly needed his ego stroked. So when he's out of pocket and I'm telling him that he's being out of pocket, I'm not going to continue to stroke your ego. We got some things to work on. He needed his ego stroked. So he cheated. Now, I totally do think that he had cheated throughout the relationship. And I happened to find out about one particular person, with actual evidence. But I don't think that when people cheat, I don't necessarily think it's because of the person that they're with. It's something internally within them that makes them go out and do that and make the decisions that they do. Because I wasn't like at home boo-hooing thinking about, God, what is wrong with me? Da, da, da. I know I'm a dope girlfriend. The person who I'm with wants for nothing. And I don't so I know how I am in a relationship. So I knew it had nothing to do with me. That was all completely him. So.
Well, you don't think it has something to do with the other girl too?
No, I think it was easy. It was just something easy, and it was somebody.
When I say that, I'm saying maybe she was just so hot. It's like if he had a chance to fuck her, why not fuck her? Because she was just that bad.
Maybe, but she was stroking his ego. She was feeding him.
So if you knew that's what he needed, why wouldn't you stroke his ego?
Because I'm not going to stroke your ego when you being out of pocket.
So you're saying well, I'm kind of confused. He's out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
There were
You're not
problems.
stroking his ego because he was being out of pocket.
No, there were problems in the relationship. So I'm going to address those issues and we're going to talk about them and work through them. Now, if you choose to not want to work through them because you're instead wanting your ego stroked, then that's fine. Do that. And that's what he did. And he went and cheated and I broke up with him.
So at one point, did you ever look at yourself like, why is he going to this other woman? Maybe you're lacking something or something that you can improve on.
I knew it wasn't anything that he wasn't getting from me. Mm-mm.
You just said you wasn't stroking his ego, though.
Yeah, but I'm not going to stroke your ego because you want your ego stroked for nothing.
Well,
Like
maybe he
but
needed
if
it
we're
stroked.
having, but if
You know
we're
what I
having
mean?
problems in the relationship, I'm not going to be over here stroking your ego while you're not being a good boyfriend, and you're being neglectful and everything else. So we have some things that we're working through, but instead you wanted to go and cheat. So go ahead and cheat. And I told him, I asked him, did you think I was bluffing? When I
Yeah,
told
but to get his ego stroked, he wanted something that you wasn't doing for him, right?
No, I think, well, maybe, yeah, I guess.
All right, Jen, back up to you up top.
Similar to what Tiff said, in my situation, this guy, because he just loved to be so honest, he told me that it was because it was easy. I've always dated popular guys, and so he told me that he can get any of his exes back if he wanted to.
One of
And they
them.
were always around and popping up, and wherever we were, they were always there. So he said it was easy. So again, it was like a conquer thing because he knew he could.
And you kind of didn't you kind of say you didn't have a problem with it or something, or you not have a problem with it, but
Hmm?
this is the same person you said that cheated on you and you stayed with him, right?
Yes.
Well, so he kind of knew he could basically get away with it then, like kind of maybe, you know what I mean?
Um, get away with it. I mean, I don't know that because he didn't know how I would respond. But I'm
No.
saying why he said he did it. I don't think he did think that I would have responded the way I did. And I think that could be a reason why he wanted to make it work afterwards because he was surprised by my response.
Yeah, I don't think mine thought I would leave.
But you didn't leave right away though, right, Tiff?
Yeah, I did.
I thought you guys kind of tried.
Uh-uh.
Uh,
I
you guys.
I left. I
I'll
ended
be
the
back.
relationship
Give me
3 hours after I found out because it was 3 hours of collecting receipts. So
Wow.
yeah,
Hours.
yeah, I got everything. There was no possible way he could come back and tell me that this person was lying.
Wow.
Nope. So I collected everything, and I said this relationship is over.
Mine, I mean, we had just gone to dinner for our anniversary and he had just dropped me off and then went to this person's house. So I would not have known. I mean, it was like 1 a.m. or something when dinner was over and he took me home. And for him to do that, I would not have known.
Was it the one time?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow.
Women are great detectives. I got one more question for y'all.
Okay.
I got to make sure I got this right. Damn, now I forgot. I'm telling you, man, I'm either just getting really old or some of them football hits are kicking in because I just had what I was about to say and I
You just got
just
distracted. You read another comment, so you get distracted. That's all.
Nah, I just forgot. I'm telling you, like it's crazy. Hold on, it'll come to me. Y'all talk. It'll come to me in a sec.
Mr. A, yes, we are, but in my situation, I wasn't looking. He
Yeah,
came,
I
he
agree.
came to me and told me.
I agree. We're really good detectives, but we shouldn't have to. Like, we shouldn't have
Right.
to. I don't like that, having to do that. Because if I have to do that, then this is already a red flag.
Yeah, we don't need to be together. And I had now. this relationship, I learned a lot because, like I said, it was the first time I was in a relationship where I found out about the cheating while I was in it. But this one really taught me a lot of like tolerance, and never ever again in life will I ever go against my gut, because I was trying to convince my heart what my head and my gut knew was the truth.
That's a good point.
I'll never do that again.
All right,
You've
here
really
it
been
is.
hurt, haven't you?
Here it is, and then we'll get up out of here.
Go ahead.
For men to cheat, is it just only about having sex with the other woman? Like, where's the point? At what point is it cheating, like past the point of no return? Like, is it just the sex? Because it seems like women put it mostly on sex. You know, and well, you fucked her, so we're done. But he could get away with going out to the movies,
Nope.
other shit maybe.
Nope.
Not just sex.
So it's a wrap. It's a wrap if he has
If
lunch
you
or
go on
dinner.
a date with somebody else, yes, it's a
Right.
wrap.
It's a
Yes.
wrap for real.
Yeah.
Come on, let's Tiff, hold on. Don't just answer it so fast. Hold tight. You with somebody right now. You telling me if you found out he went to lunch with whoever, you're telling me it's a wrap. We
Is
ain't
it a
talking.
date?
Huh?
Is it a date? There's a difference, because it could be like,
Well, he's not gonna tell you it's a date, but you feel like it's a date. Put it that way. Let's say he tells you it's a business luncheon or whatever, but
I'm
you
gonna
feel
choose
like
to-
it's
I'm gonna
but
choose
you
to
feel
trust-
like it's more than that. You feel like that's a lie. You see what
No.
I'm saying?
I'm gonna choose to trust him on that. But if it comes out later that it was a date, then yes, the relationship is over.
So let's say it was
I
at
can't
2
trust-
a.m. It's 2 a.m. and he's telling you it's a late night business, whatever.
No.
No, I'm being honest. Like seriously,
At
just
2 o'clock
it's
in
a
the
wrap.
morning,
All right, let me go to Jen. Since you're married, is it a wrap?
I would say
a 2 a.m. meeting, Jen.
yes. I would say it
They
is.
don't fuck, they don't kiss, they don't do none of that. It's just
So this is the reason. If you're doing anything, so to answer your first question, it's not just about sex. If you're doing anything that I feel is inappropriate or disrespectful to me as your partner, that you wouldn't want me to do to you.
Yep.
My man would not want me to be on a business lunch or dinner at 2 a.m. with another man, period. It can strictly be that. And he's going to say, I'm sorry, where are you going? No. You're going to have that in the daytime. You know, you're not going to be with this man at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
So if it is inappropriate for me to do that, it is also inappropriate for him to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
It goes back to the question we were talking about last time. If my man is on the phone, if some woman is calling him all hours of the day and night, hey, I just want to talk to you about blah, 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 because we're friends. We've been friends since high school. And I just want to talk to you about my relationship issues or whatever. That is inappropriate.
but is it a wrap? I get it's inappropriate. Maybe you argue, you're mad, you know what I mean? He's like, I made a mistake. My bad. Won't happen again.
I just don't understand why that he would think that that was okay.
Yeah. I think that issue.
Just kind of just going with the flow at the time, whatever. You know what I mean? Just
On with the flow.
Mm-mm.
No man does that. Come on.
I want to know, why do you think that having a meeting with another woman at 2 o'clock in the morning is okay? I want to know why. I want to know that part.
Don't. All men know that it's not. We just lie and we say that it is. That's bull.
We know that. Derek.
Yeah, I
okay, but
it's a wrap.
right. Maybe he has some intentions. But again, I'm just trying to figure out where is it when, okay, you just crossed the line. That's that. It's a wrap. So you're saying 2 a.m. is a wrap. Now I could take it back to 6 p.m. Is it a wrap then? Do you see where I'm getting at? Where is the point where
There's
it's a
boundaries.
wrap?
There's boundaries
Okay,
and there's
for
respect.
me-
There's a line of respect.
I'm not going to say it's a wrap. So to answer your question, because we
Right.
have Mr. A in here saying we don't like to answer questions. Okay. So to answer your question, I'm not going to say it's a wrap for you having a business meeting. Am I pissed and annoyed that you're being disrespectful? And now I have to go into this whole argument with you, something that you should know better. Yeah, I'm annoyed by that. But to say it's a wrap, especially a marriage, like I'm going to,
Right. You're married. You're married.
because you're going to, no, I'm not going to do that. So I guess going back to your original question, if it is sex at this point, then that's something different.
So let's take it now as sex. Is that completely a wrap, or is it let's talk about it? At least let me hear what he has to say. Of course you want to hear what he has to say.
I'm going to always be open to talk about it. Me personally, I'm going to always be open to that. I'm not
So
going to.
it would never him having sex with another woman, it would never just be a wrap, basically. Because you're married and it's like, I mean, he made a mistake or whatever.
My
Can't make
initial
a mistake.
response
But you
is,
guys always say guys think with their dick anyway, and blah blah blah, built different. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Nope, it's a wrap.
Okay, Tiff, but why is it a wrap?
If you have sex with somebody else, go be single. Don't waste my time.
So
And
it's a sex thing then. It ain't about
you just talked about having sex. Sex,
right. But what I'm saying is
you
it's
have
a
an
sex.
emotional connection with somebody else, or you go on a date with somebody else. If you as my partner, as my boyfriend, as my husband, should not do anything without me. No, with somebody else that I should be there. You should be the same person with me and without me, and behave the same way. You shouldn't be behaving a totally different way with other people when I'm not with you. Be the same person. So I'm not trying to date a representative of who you are. And when you're out with the guys, or you're out with or around a bunch of women or a bunch of groupies, you're totally somebody else. I'm not interested in that. That's what you want. By all means, go get that. I'm just gonna remove myself.
So the sex thing makes it a wrap, is what I'm saying. But he could totally be into this chick, go out to eat or whatever, have a good time just going out to eat, talking on the phone with her, whatever. But once the sex happens, then that makes it a wrap.
No. If he's into another chick and you are
You're
my
not going to really know it, though. You see what I'm saying? He could say
right,
it's
but when
her
I
friend.
find out, go be with her.
so
For me, it's really simple. Like if I'm not gonna try and change you, I'm not gonna try and force you to stay home. I'm not gonna force you to be faithful. I'm not none of that. Be exactly who you are. And if we work and we're compatible, then beautiful. Happy life. Everything's good. But if you really like me and you think I'm really dope, but you also think this other girl is really cool and you want to spend time with her, go do that. I'm just not gonna be your girlfriend.
I'm saying he don't want to spend time with her. He fucked her in the back of a bathroom for whatever, and never sees her again. Just whatever. Just, you know what I mean? Don't even know the girl's last name. Ran into some hoe.
Bye.
You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
so for me,
Go ahead, Jen.
I'm sorry. So for me, I'm just giving the answer because there's pressure in the comments that we're not just giving a straight answer. Like I keep saying, I'm never going to say what I'm going to do in a situation until I'm in it.
Right.
I could be telling you all that, I want to talk about it and and then get in the situation and respond totally different. So it's just case by case. But I will say that sometimes women, like to your question, Derek, like if they say it's a wrap, it's not just about the sex.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that he's already made a decision, like there are too many other red flags on X, Y, and Z. I don't really like how he does this. Maybe there's this other person that she's kind of interested in it, and she's like, I'm just going to give this a try because there are too many red flags here. So not all the time is it just the incident. It can be a lot of things that led her to that it's a wrap. So you may hear Tiff is like, yep, it's a wrap. Like he does that one thing, but it could be other things that he's done that she's like, you're just not it. You're not the one.
Mm-hmm.
Not just because of this incident.
Yeah. The incident could be the tipping point.
Exactly.
But I'm saying, what if it's only the incident, period? He made a mistake, whatever. That you
I'm
saying that
with
could never
women, it's
possibly
not
happen?
always that. With women, is that's what I'm saying. With women, it's not always just like this isolated incident. There are a lot of factors. Because me, I know I'm a thinker. So something may happen, like in that situation when I was cheated on. I sat with myself for like a day or two to like think about, am I going to deal with this? Am I not? Like, how am I feeling about this person as a whole? So it wasn't just the incident that made me decide like that I was going to stay with him. So that's what I'm saying. You may have just done this, or whoever just slept with this person in the bathroom, but the women, a lot of women are thinking of you as a whole and their experience with you as a person, if they want to continue with you or not.
So you don't think a guy could ever just make a mistake? It's just this incident. You see the chick fuck, and you're like, he ain't trying to be with her. You know what your man really likes. He ain't trying to be with her. He just really fucking slipped up for whatever fucking reason he slipped. You don't think it just?
I don't care about her at all, personally.
But what I'm saying, you don't think it could just be that incident and that's it? Like nothing more to it.
But I'm with you.
Or you were, let's say you were gone for a month on some business, whatever, something, you had to be gone. And the nigga just wanted to hit something besides jacking off, and he want the fuck.
Then go hit something. You're not coming home to a girlfriend.
But do you see what I'm saying? It was just based on
it doesn't matter
sex and nothing else. Huh?
It doesn't matter because now I can't
But
trust
see,
you. And
Tiff,
the whole foundation.
you're speaking on emotions, Tiff. I'm trying to just break it down a little bit.
The foundation of a relationship is built on trust. If you go out and for whatever reason you're on a business trip, I don't care what the reason is. If that's what you choose to do, I can no longer trust you as a person who I'm with. So go out there and live your best life.
We're gonna continue this because I'm telling you, I like this could go on for another hour, so I'm gonna stop right there because I want to get deep into like what really pisses you off. You know what I mean? Because it seems like once he had sex with the person, then it's a wrap. But it seems like, a guy can do everything else up until sex. You would at least sit down and have a conversation with him. Tiff, Tiff, stop it.
You can go on a date with somebody. Tiff, you're emotionally cheating. If you have it in
Tiff,
you.
If you're married for 20 years or whatever, you're not going to end that relationship just like that. You're not.
I'm not.
If you're married for 3 or 4, however long Jen's married, you're just not going to be like,
cheating.
You're not going to be like, it's a wrap and walk out. You guys got stuff together. You guys got a house note together. You have things together.
But I no longer trust you. So
but listen to what I'm saying though. I'm saying you're going to be mad and be like, you're going to say you're done, but are you really going to walk out? Are you really going to be like, well, even though we both own this house, I'm going to leave? You see what I'm saying?
Me today answering that question, yes, I would leave.
I mean, you have been married, so I can't really, you know what I mean?
And I haven't been married, but yes.
You could say that's what you think you would do.
Yes.
I'm just saying it's not that easy, but like I said, we'll continue this later because I really want to break it down just to see, like, of course, everybody's gonna say, "Oh, he cheats, I'm done." I mean, really, you know what I mean? Really, are you really done?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of questions, like follow-up questions. Is there any way you can capture those before you end the live?
Yeah. I mean, you can too. Probably screenshot them. Which ones you want me?
Well, I don't. It's just like a bunch of them. So
I know. That's what I'm saying. We could be here all night. It always happens this way. You get rolling and then you don't realize what time it is. Plus, I got
another question. How much time we got left?
Please.
45 here in New York.
Leave it for next week.
So you can't save it for next week? We were supposed to actually be done at 10, to be honest, right, Jen? 10 or 10:30? What was it?
10:30. Yeah.
Oh, so what's the question? We ain't have to answer. What's the question?
I was kind of joking, but I was kind of curious how long the women believe that it takes to stop loving a man. Like, I don't think it's possible for a woman to just like instantly stop loving. I don't think that's even possible.
Yeah,
And how long does it take?
that's how
When
Tiffany
someone
acts,
cheats on
though. I
you,
can
how
see
long
why
does
he
it?
would ask that question because Tiffany acts like it's a wrap.
I mean,
Tiff, I don't remember it being like that with dude though, and we're gonna talk about that.
oh no, it was. I lied. I ended the relationship 3 hours and 19 minutes after I collected receipts. Done.
That's not what I'm asking, though. I mean, I'm just saying, like, regardless of when you end the relationship, you may still have feelings. How long does it take
We're
to
not talking about that.
have feelings?
We're not talking about that. We can do that next week.
Jen, is Mr. A who we think it is?
I'm gonna call him when I'm done. He's not here yet, but
It sounds like.
that's what I'm saying. It sounds like him. Yes. I don't know.
All right, you were saying grab some of these for next time.
Yeah, I was gonna try.
Yeah, we can have the whole next one on this and related issues.
Yeah. Yeah, because I wasn't prepared with like more questions, but I have a bunch, so we can be.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know, Tiff. We're gonna have to go back and forth on that, but we're gonna save it. We're gonna save it for the next one for sure.
Okay.
Mr. A, you know who you sound like. You sound like somebody we know.
Yes, you do.
Is Jen, you supposed to be running this. Say something. Close it out somehow.
Everybody.
Yes, we just thank you for hanging in here with us, y'all. Keep your questions ready for the next time. We appreciate you, Thusu, for coming in and hanging out with us, and Derek. We appreciate you, Bonet, too. I know you had to get to bed, but we do love you, and thank you, Tiff.
Thank you.
Down tonight.
Yeah, hopefully next week we'll have the full crew. We had some no shows tonight, so Mercedes won't be back though. I can tell y'all that.
Stop it.
We only really if Jen, let's really look at it though, and we could talk out in the open. We don't. We got you. We got Tiff, Jasmine, the young version. She's the younger Monet. I mean, we only as long as we have 4, I think, and then you have at least I think, and you guys can chime in the chat. I think there should be some type of male point of view in here. Period.
Always.
Whether it's Thusu
Always
or
being here.
me or whoever.
Yeah, you did good today, Derek.
Oh, yeah, you should always be in here, Derek.
No, that ain't what Jen said. That
You
ain't what
did
Jen and
good.
Jen and Vivian does not think so.
You did good today.
Well, yeah, I was gone most of the time, though. If you think about it.
No, you weren't.
No,
Yeah,
it'll-
Mr. A, no more Mercedes, man. She didn't.
No, Mercedes is not going anywhere.
No,
She's a
she
major
called
part
the
of this.
wrong person.
Stop it. She is a
Let's be
major
real.
part of it.
She called the wrong person to say she couldn't make it.
So what? She's a major part of this. She's not going anywhere.
No, she ain't. How much more can she talk
we
about?
love
cheating?
Mercedes.
I mean, of
She
course,
has
but
life experience.
Yes.
how much, honestly, though?
First of all, we love
How
her. She's
much
not going
more
anywhere.
can she contribute
A whole lot.
about? It's Mercedes only talks about sex. Let's be real.
It doesn't matter.
But
Mercedes,
people have
is
questions.
Mercedes has a lot.
Whatever. I'll let y'all take a vote. How
Let her
about
live.
that?
Mercedes will be back, everybody. Not
Yes,
to-
see,
Not after she get this message. She won't want to come back. I guarantee you.
Maui said we need
Not-
a different point of view. So
Not after she gets this message from me. I guarantee you, she won't.
Stop
Y'all
it.
can beg her to come back. She's gonna be like, nope.
well, just sleep on
The
it.
people love her. We love her. She'll be back.
All right, y'all will see. Y'all will
See you
see.
later.
First of all, Ma, she's not a real lesbian, so it's not a lesbian point of view. She's just One day she's a lesbian, the next day she ain't. So
She's fluid is the term she would like us to use.
Yes.
She's fluid. See, everyone loves her. Okay, well, we're going to pray for Mercedes. We're going to pray that Derek gets a good night's sleep.
no, I'm gonna get a good night's sleep. I gotta get up. Yeah. Well, we got 8 minutes, Jen. Let's just end it at 11.
We were supposed to end at 10.
The reason I say that, no, Tiff. Only reason I say that, I like to keep it even on the streams. Like I like to keep it at a.
Okay.
So end it right at 11. I mean, you guys can get
About
off.
8 minutes of questions.
No.
I'm just gonna stay on and let it ride. Okay, Tiff.
What is it?
What's the problem? What's the problem you guys have with Dulce?
Save it for next week.
I like Thusu.
No, Tiffany, go ahead.
Save it for next week because it's going to get into a long.
No. I'm not gonna let it get into that. I just he needs to hear it.
Okay.
Then maybe he'll like, I don't know, whatever you don't like about him, maybe he'll change.
Got a thick skin. That's that before.
Yeah, he's got thick skin because JD Nice came in here and ripped him and he didn't say shit. Like a week or two ago, he just let it go. I was like, damn. So he does have thick skin. What's the issue, Tiff?
No issue. It's just going to be long and drawn out, and we got 7 minutes.
We can do it.
We'll get into it next time. I guess I won't press that.
I appreciate you allowing me to talk. That's still pretty cool. You could have easily have not let me in. I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't have wanted me in.
Yeah.
Well, there are some people that didn't want you in, but I won't. I was getting some texts on the side, so get him the fuck out of there.
Though I could be respectful.
I just think it's necessary because, like, there are people with different points of view. So it opens our eyes to how others view life. And, it starts a conversation.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But you guys got to admit, though, you can't, no one in here can totally keep it 100%. Maybe Mercedes. But
Why?
when you're married or you got
Why
a
do you think
significant
that?
other, let's be real, though.
Yeah.
And I'm anonymous.
Tiff?
Why do you think that? What do we
Feelings.
get out of not?
You might hurt somebody's feelings. You may not want whoever's watching this to know. You don't know who's watching.
We don't even know who's watching it. We can't see who's
That's what
watching
I'm saying, but you never know who's watching. That's my point. There was a reason why, if you remember, we had a conversation about Amy, Tiffany. There's some things she don't know who's watching. She's not going to answer some shit.
Well, there's a difference between choosing not to answer.
I think that pertains to everyone. What?
There's a difference between choosing not to answer something and not being real. I might not want to answer something.
True.
I'm not going to necessarily, on what I do respond to, I'm not going to lie about it.
Well, some questions that you do answer, I don't think you're given the full 100 answer.
Okay, I am. You're free to think that I'm not, but I am.
You agreed off the stream that you had a change of mind on one of the questions.
No, I did not
Oh
have.
my God, let's not do this.
What we talked about was another perspective that was brought in to the chat box, and I was like, okay, that does make sense. There's a perspective I didn't think about. I did not change my mind. It was another perspective I thought I wasn't thinking about.
Good point, Sarah.
Mr. A says you guys take more than 20 minutes to answer a
I
question.
swear we know Mr. A. We'll try to be better, Mr. A. Just hang on in there with us, okay?
So Tiffany, you can say you could keep it 100 all the way.
Yes. And what I choose to not, what I don't want to answer, I'll tell you, I'm not going to answer that.
Right.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Sometimes no answer is the answer, though. You know that, right?
I mean, if that's what you choose to take.
I'm just saying you do know that, right? Some questions, when you say I choose not to answer that, you pretty much answered that question.
Not necessarily.
Yeah. I could say some questions and you say I choose not to answer that, you answered it.
That's not true.
Okay. We'll
It
save it
might
for
not
the
just
next
be
one.
something that I want to touch
We're
on.
going to save it for the next one. And you're going to say, you know what? I choose not to answer that.
Okay.
And then I'll be like, see, I already know what the answer is.
I mean, that's for you to
Right.
make assumptions.
Say that again.
That's for you to make your assumptions.
Yeah. And everybody else.
I mean, they're free to do that. I have no problems.
Not all men want that chilla. Chihuahua.
Chihuahua love.
Chilla.
Someone to cook and clean. Not really. I don't think that's the main. Hell no.
I definitely want someone who cooks and cleans. Definitely agree with you, Chihuahua.
That ain't the top. That ain't the top of the list. Not for me, at least.
A woman who cooks and cleans it's pretty reflective of their personality, though. I think that's
really.
a pretty good sign.
I'd rather have a woman
No way.
suck dick and clean.
Yeah.
How about that? I don't know. I see what you're saying, but if you really look at it, everything combined, if a woman can present herself in a way that fits a home and even a family, like if you have children, like maybe I would give up, honestly, some sexual proclivities for that. If it meant, if they weren't into it, but it meant having a more stable society.
You'll give that up?
I think I would to a certain extent. I mean, to a certain extent.
They want you out of here.
But no, honestly, listen, there's a lot of, we live in a time where there's porn everywhere. There's like so many things people are trying. There's a Netflix show about making a sex room. We're in a very hypersexualized culture today. It wasn't always like that. And you know what? 50, 100 plus years ago, when we didn't have all this hypersexuality in a culture, men and women still found ways to be happy and found ways to love and have children. So why do we think we need to have this when historically we've never had it? I think it's a mistake to expect all those things will give you happiness. And yes, I'm willing to give up a few things. If it, not maybe everything, I'm not going to be, in a relationship with someone and never having sex, for example. But there are certain things, yeah, I might give up that I might have proclivity towards or find really good. But for a right woman, yeah, definitely.
You must ain't never had good sex or something. Shit.
They are killing you.
Maybe. Listen, is that what you want? What do you want in a man? Do you want a man who wants everything and just demands everything? Is that how you think a man's gonna be satisfied? I guarantee you, no man is satisfied just by sex. There will never be anything you can do sex-wise that will ever be enough, because there will always be someone else who can do it or who can do it better. So if you judge yourself as a woman, as a wife,
that's not true.
I disagree.
That's not true. If you're with someone and y'all are real like open about everything as far as sex and communicating all that, that woman can satisfy you. You don't need anybody else. Mm-hmm. Trust me on that one. I know.
No, I agree with this being satisfied. What I'm saying is that just the action itself, like the sexual activity you're having, those can be done by other people, and they may even be able to do it better theoretically, but you can still be satisfied with the woman you're with, even if they're not, I don't know, as good, however you want to rate that or judge that.
It's not the same. I'm sure a porn star or somebody I could watch some porn with, like, oh, damn, that motherfucker sucked dick like a great. That don't mean it's going to feel better than my wife sucking my dick, because I'm not into that person. You have to be into that. The more you're into a person, the better the sex is. So they could be the best dick sucker in the world. It just ain't gonna feel the same if I'm not into that person. Period. So
that's where it goes back to
me though.
That's where it goes to what I was saying before about how into them was it.
It's 11 o'clock till the next one, but these ones will be we're cutting them off at like 10, right, Jen? Each time we're gonna stick to that 7:30 to 10. So, all right, Jen, close it out, and I will.
Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Bye.
Bye, Susu. Go to bed.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. They are killing him.
Grapes. What is? All right, y'all. We out.